Okay, now
maybe
I
my
heard.
internet, maybe internet is slow. Okay, then so shall we check in?
Mm-hmm.
Lord,
Should I go ahead?
session, contentious session. Yes,
I'm at 2.11.
3.1. Okay,
Two
okay,
2.11.
2.11. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was working on the FBNA.
What is that? FBNs.
FBNA.
FBNs. FBNs. And then,
Mm-hmm. The reimbursement and the budget. Now look for the session check.
okay, now it's me. I'm 2.2 and been
Mm-hmm.
working on, okay, been working on the accounting support. Okay, um, admin fees, little, yeah. And then the VA session, and we have a reimbursement. What else? And I don't know anymore the others. Okay, okay. So let's go to who's here? Okay, Lucy. See?
Yes.
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah, you want to check in?
Yeah.
Guys, fill up your responses, Lucy.
Yeah. Will.
Lucy, can you check in?
Yeah. I'm at three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was working for normal voting form. Uh, payroll, which is I think it was wrong. This
Mm-hmm.
is not right.
Yes. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Check.
Okay. Ate is 1.5 and
Yes.
and 1.5. Lucy is 1.5 now.
No. I'm 2x.
2x now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
I'm on computer.
computer.
Yeah.
Computer. Ate, computer.
Yes. Computer.
Computer. Okay, then let's go to the roles. Okay, the notes. Timekeeper. Okay, who has the maybe later? Organizational timekeeper.
I'll do that. Lose.
Lucy. Okay, and then storyteller, value tracker, policy keeper. What do you want to take, ate?
Is there is a note I can do value tracking, but I don't know if there is a
What do you want to take? What Lucy did you say?
value tracking.
Value tracking. Okay, this is the one, and then value tracking. Lucy. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Jay. Jay, we checked in already. You wanna check in? Hello. Basically,
I can check.
problem. Okay.
I'm at like a 2.75,
That's
and I've been working on everything from like the assets and finances and finance report to payroll and coordination. And I knew I talked with Mal yesterday, which was interesting. And yeah, plenty going on. I'm also working a lot on the functionality. Yeah. Has anyone heard from Alberto?
Alberto said he will be late. Coming said I'm coming to the session, but will not be able to be there before the two segment within first hour. Within first hour. Okay. Let's go to our topics. Patient.
Are you doing live stream?
Yes, I'm doing now. Then, what else do you want to focus on, guys? I put Alberto probation and new payroll set up.
Private communications.
Yeah.
Both on proposals.
Mobile voting form.
Normal voting form. Oh my.
Joyce, taxes.
Access.
I mean, you can talk about the EDD.
Pardon?
EDD. EDD.
Yeah.
EDD. I think we got off. Aggressive behavior policy.
Base upfront payroll.
Yeah. No, it's there already. The setup. The setup. Payroll setup. What else? Our last time is policy on estimating daily stock. Discord handles.
Any other topics?
Here, a copy from our previous contention session.
Also, for the value tracking, if someone does want to do the value tracking, let's be sure to check in on it because it's still not being done properly, right?
Yeah, value tracking as well. And also on other topics, we can put VA real-time session.
VA sessions.
Yeah. I want to know the responsibilities for VA session, maybe.
What else we can do?
So, does anyone have any particular priorities, or should we just go ahead and score all this and get priorities?
Yeah, we will vote.
So what does vote on proposals mean?
Our proposal channels, we have to go to some
Okay.
proposals.
So review proposals on proposal channel. Functionality plan. What is the value tracking?
Lucy's to explain maybe. Lucy, what do you want to clear about value tracking?
I want to know how we calculate the value tracking based on what? Participation or hours?
Are you talking about the value tracking for network equity for the sessions?
For the session, yes.
Okay. Review previous contentious session priorities. Yeah, so just review past. Okay. All right. So I think we have clear desired outcomes for everything. So let's just go ahead and vote. And then that should help us prioritize what we want to work on, since there's a lot of options here. We don't necessarily have any priorities yet.
Mm-hmm. Schedule.
Lucy, are you going to vote?
Yes. My machine wants to just trying to access the document.
Sounds good. Just checking. Does anyone know?
Jay, you are cutting or I am cutting?
Oh, power outage. I might not be able to join. Yeah, I'll take a look. Okay. Alex's power outage. All right. Are you doing live stream or not?
Yes, Jay, I am.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Do you have the backup recording, Jay?
No, but I'll get that started. Just give me a second. Thank you for reminding me.
Session.
The recording has started.
Continue to organize. Yes.
So it looks like the direction we are going so far is discussing the payroll and getting the payroll done, the responsibility training for the payroll, and then deadlines and the deadlines used. So those seem like the first two topics from what I can tell. So let's keep voting, see if we need changes. No problem. All right, so I think we're pretty clear on our priorities at this point. Does anyone object to the first two topics being the payroll and the deadline?
No objection from me. Any objections, Lucy? Ate?
No.
Okay. So,
Okay, well, let's get started on topic one then.
yes. Topic one. Okay.
So for the payroll, like obviously we have the new automated, spreadsheet calculations model, but it doesn't change that we still have to do the work. So there's still, the payroll system. So the payroll system includes process 0, process 1, process 2, process 3, process 4, process 4. Is that it? Let's see. So you have setup, you have equity, you've got base upfront, base token, bonus upfront, bonus token. So with the new model, eventually, one day in the future, we may be able to evolve the payroll to be, we're able to get rid of 2 processes, so we could get it down to 3. So you'd have equity, upfront, and token, right? So I think it's possible one day we might get to this, but realistically, we're not there yet, right?
Okay.
We won't be there for a while, so cross that out. So in addition, while we're sitting here talking about this, I'm going to bring up the functionality plan. And we do have a proposal for pay stub. So it was brought up during the UMPES discussion that workers aren't necessarily going to put in effort for full effort in terms of doing the work if they don't get paid on time. Which, in the perspective of the client, the idea to pay full pay, even if workers are not doing full work, would be very silly. So, if we look at what pay stops would mean for payroll, it would be every 3 days. If payroll is not worked on every 3 days, there would be a pay stop. So you have the new moon, and then you have, by the first 8th moon, you have half week, 3.5 days, you would need to be completed with a setup. You would have 1 week to do the equity payroll, which is super simple, especially with the calculations. It should take like less than half an hour. The second 8th moon, you would do the base upfront payroll. So you have a week and a half to do base upfront payroll. You've got 2 full weeks to do base upfront payroll and base token payroll. I mean, that's plenty of time. You would have 2.5 weeks to do the bonus upfront payroll and 3 weeks to do the token payroll. And then it would be worse pay stops for not getting the base upfront and the bonus upfront completed. So you could do a full pay stop for that, but I think maybe 3/4 pay stop is enough. But the point is that we're way behind. I mean, no one's scheduling, no one's prioritizing. Lucy's the only person who worked on it at all, which is good, but Lucy skipped to base upfront pay calculations and didn't even communicate with me about updating the responsibility training. So from here, we can talk about the responsibility training, organizing, and updates. Process 0 for the setup, the main changes here is that we're going to need to duplicate and update the new payroll single spreadsheet. This includes updating the budgets for both token budget and upfront budgets. And then from there, you basically just need to make sure that everything is updated and functional. and usable for the calculations. So that's the primary part of the setup that's going to change. But everything else basically stays the same. Then you have process 1 for the base upfront payroll. Everything basically stays the same. Everything stays the same except for the calculations, which are just copied and pasted from the automated calculations tab of payroll, new payroll model, right? And that'll be very similar for all the other processes, where basically the process still is very similar, if not the same. You just need to copy and paste the calculations. So I don't know if there's any questions or anyone wants to mention anything or add anything, but I don't see much reason to just have silence. I mean,
No questions so far, Jay. No questions so far.
okay. Well, my question is why no one's prioritizing scheduling? Like, who we have no one responsible as well, right? We have no responsible coordinator.
For me, I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, are we going to still use the same old system?
I'm not going to be answering that. Does anyone else want to answer that? Luis?
There are changes, Lucy, from the old system, like Jay was explaining in process 0. This will be the changes, line 48 to 50, for the setup, and then for the base upfront, you will do this line 55. So we will still do the old what's this? Responsibility organizing, but with some changes, which are here in line 46 to 55.
Yes, I know there is some changes, Joyce, I understand. Are we going to duplicate the old system that we have been using before for upfront pay?
It says here everything stays the same except for the calculation, which are just copied and pasted from the automated calculations of the new payroll spreadsheet. So everything stays the same except for the calculation. So all the steps there will be done still, and then except for the calculation, which are from the new payroll system spreadsheet.
Okay.
So, but the answer is no, right, Joyce?
What, Jake?
The question was, do we do everything the same as the old system?
No.
And the answer is no.
No.
Absolutely not. We don't do everything the same as before. And if we need to make a proposal, we can, right? So proposal to start using the new payroll single spreadsheet model for all our payroll calculations, right? So we want to propose this and just make sure it's official and everybody's in agreement. We can do that so that everyone understands. But
Yes.
you know, do you want to do that or what?
Proposal to start using. Yeah, we will do the proposal. Shall we vote it now?
We don't need to say start, we could say to use.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's do it.
To use the new payroll proposal to use the new payroll single spreadsheet model for all our payroll calculations. So any questions? Any questions out there, Lucy, on this proposal?
I have no question, Joyce.
Any
I think
concerns?
my only question will be, do we have a template for that?
Are you guys getting me now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah. Yes. So,
It
Ate,
must
we have
be
a
because
proposal
I've been talking
here.
for long.
We have a proposal here, Ate. Proposal to use the new payroll single spreadsheet model for all our payroll calculations. Do you have any question?
All our payroll calculations like equity, bonus, token.
Mhm.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
All our payroll calculations.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing. We were supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So I agree. I thought this was what we were already doing as well, but let's just make sure it's clear to everybody since it's not totally clear to everyone yet. So concerns?
No.
Objections?
No objection.
All right. So Ate, did you have other? So it looks like there's consensus on this. I don't know if there's any objections, but let's go to Ate. What were you going to say before?
Yeah, Jay, I'd just like to know the difference between the old payroll system and this new one.
So again, it's really just the calculations. We have the new spreadsheet that's going to do the automated calculations. So can someone link the payroll process for like base upfront payroll or whatever, equity, I don't care, whatever you want.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the actual process so that we know what we're talking about here. Copy, pasting in the list of responsibilities.
Jess, are you linking?
Yes, I link already. Column C.
Okay.
And what the responses?
Where is it? Which?
Base,
Line
53.
line 53. Yes.
Okay, so if we go into the process, here is the process. And let's bring this into the notes. So I'll go to line 75. Oh, wonderful. Okay. All right, there. So for the setup, I already went over some of the changes to the setup or whatever, but overall the setup similar, but we're just going to make sure we have the correct links. You're going to update the number of links and where the links go. Base upfront payroll working hours calculations. So obviously this is no longer particularly applicable, right? So number 1 and 2, I would say these are going to be changed. So it's going to be one responsibility, and it's just going to be copy and paste calculations from the new spreadsheet. Automatically does the calculations, and you might need to verify and update, and whatever needs to be done to finalize the calculations. There's also sub calculations that you need to make. Base upfront team verification stays the same. Base upfront payroll average pay rank and rankings. We may add the rankings to be automated, so this could be added as a automated calculation as well, but we have not done that yet. So I'll make this one yellow, right? We might change that. Base upfront payroll actual income calculations for UMCUS verification. So this is also automatic. So this basically gets copied and pasted, but we still do it. You still copy and paste it, and you still need to do UMCUS, right? You don't just skip UMCUS. Base upfront payroll accounting responsibility obviously still is applicable, and then you run the payroll. So I don't know what this last part is. Treasury roll payments to the calculation checking. I don't know what all this is. Right? So anyways, there's going to be changes to the process and the responsibilities, but it's not going to be like so much of a change that you don't have to do any work. Right? You still have to do the work. So let's think of the new process for base upfront payroll. So you're going to have responsibility 0 is going to be set up still. Responsibility 1 is basically copy and paste calculations from
The new
payroll spreadsheet, verify, make sure everything looks good. All right, you might actually also, another step in this could be, notify team of deadline for changes before final calculations are made, right? So you might need to notify the team that it's kind of like a cutoff, right? So if you don't make changes by this time, you're going to be cut off. Then you need to propose to the team the final payroll amounts, just like before, right? And request reductions. Responsibility 3 would be like rankings, right? Responsibility 4, UMCUS. Responsibility 5, accounting, and responsibility 6 would be running, right? So, I think you only get rid of one responsibility. And as far as like the amount of time, the goal is to reduce the time. So time involved. So setup might take, half an hour. Notifying the team and doing the final calculation, copy and paste a half an hour or less, right? Propose the team final payout amounts. Again, this could all possibly be combined. You might be able to combine responsibility 1 and 2 since it all happens so quickly. Maybe you just propose it to the team and that is it, but you need to notify the team of the deadline. But I don't know. This is basically like, 0.25 hours and wait 24 hours for response and agreement. Rankings eventually could be very short if we automate it. Otherwise, maybe this might be like an hour, 0.5 to 1 hour. Do it manually. UMCUS. Well, UMCUS definitely can be a while. UMCUS can take no time at all if there is no loan needed. But if we need a loan, then it's 0.5 to 1.5 hours for discussion.
Sorry, Jay, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Sorry. Is somebody doing human timekeeping? I don't think so. I've been here longer than 3 minutes for sure.
3 minutes? What do you mean by 3 minutes?
Every 3 minutes there should be. Is somebody doing human timekeeping? Somebody doing the rhythm? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay.
Okay. So we have 1 hour, 2 hours. I don't know. Let's say 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. So we have a stretch now, guys. So
Stretch.
yes.
Okay. Stretch.
Okay. Now you should hear it as well.
So, anyways, the point is that it does take time to do the work. It doesn't just magically, the money just magically appear in everybody's wallet. Like it should reduce the amount of time and effort into the payroll work in more than half. Like maybe reduction of like 60, 70% of the time, but we still have to do the work. So, I don't know. Does that answer your question in terms of like what the differences are, Ate, or? We do not need to create new responsibility organizing. Who wrote this in line 83?
I did. So?
Absolutely not. No, we're using the same responsibility organizing. We're just updating it.
Updating.
Minor changes to be made.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Right. So instead of 7 responsibilities under base from payroll, maybe we'll have 6 or minimum 5. But we need to create a brand new responsibility organizing. 90% of everything is the same.
Okay,
what changes is the calculations.
Update.
And the reduction is a reduction in the amount of time to do the work, right? In amount of time for work. If we're not reducing the amount of responsibility. The responsibility is the same. We still have to be responsible, and we still have to do the work, just like everything else. So I don't know if we want to look at this proposal to
Yeah, but I want to say something, Jay, since
Yeah.
it's contentious session, right? I think there is a problem that we should address. That I see that maybe I'm wrong, but I read your messages, right? With Lucy. Is Lucy here? Yeah. So I think people are kind of afraid of asking questions to you.
exactly.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that's
Guys,
an ongoing issue.
I understand that Jay makes gives the presence, the figure of Jay. I mean, to me as well, gives a lot of reverence and everything. But my point here is business, guy. If you don't understand something, you make a question. Make questions. Because uh, otherwise,
But it's more than that. It's also like we have to schedule work together. Like, why should I sit here and work 50 hours on the payroll to get everything organized so that your work is easier for you, and then you don't even schedule with me to do any work on it? Like,
Yeah,
it's
but you-
not fair. It's not nice. It doesn't make any sense that no one will schedule with me to work on the payroll.
no, this is another issue, yes. But the point that I understanding that you had a session with Lucy.
No,
You did.
Hello?
we did not prioritize and have any topic on payroll with Lucy.
Okay, so this is.
Yes,
But you say that she ignored your request.
Yeah, we talked about it in the wrap up. Like, there was questions about payroll, and I said, yes,
Okay.
of course, they can do work on the payroll, and these are the changes that need to be made. We need to. The number one priority is to schedule for the payroll setup to set the payroll up properly for the 155 payroll system, right? And
Yeah.
no one's done that, right? We're at week 3. We're almost 3 weeks through the entire month. Nobody has scheduled to prioritize doing payroll setup. It's unacceptable. And then instead, people are complaining that they don't want to work because they're not getting paid on time. That they don't want to work to their highest full potential and actually do the work that is assigned, and instead not
Time
work
to
hard and
pause.
get paid full time.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So it's just a little bit concerning, to say the least.
Alberto,
Maybe-
would you like to check in?
After the topic, let's finish the topic.
Yeah, we can check in. Also, I'll add to our topics. Is I think we could do review of the positions. Positions review, and then also maybe consider priority and value coordinator, because I feel like the value coordinator is like one of our top 3 positions, and nobody is currently doing value coordination right now. So I definitely think updating our positions could be a good next step. I'm going to add that to our priorities. And also, Alberto, you can vote in column O if you want to.
So, I mean, but this is good. I mean, this is a very good topic. So now, guys, is there any questions, or is it clear that the payroll system has changed drastically and we wanna, because, guys, the point is that now we have all the tools for the payrolls to never be late again.
Well, no, that's
We
the
just-
problem, is that I don't think that's actually the case, because it seems to be the issue is that nobody actually wants to do the work. Like, the payroll calculations is only like 1/10 of the payroll steps. The other 90% of payroll is actual work that someone has to verify all the calculations, someone has to communicate with the team, we need to approve the proposals, and we actually have to do the work of the payroll itself and send out the money.
No, you're right, Jay. So let me rephrase.
Right? So the calculations themselves being automated does not get rid of the work. It makes it a lot faster, and it should cut down 90% of the time, but it does not cut down 90% of the work. The work still has to be done. And instead of sitting there doing calculations on spreadsheets, you actually have to do coordination and communication verification. So the payroll, the biggest change in the payroll is that it becomes less busy work and more coordinator work. Because
And let me
payroll is
rephrase.
now basically more of a leadership, communication, facilitating an agreement process than it is a bunch of busy work that old. I mean, it's a higher level process now, and it
Let
involves
me,
coding and things like that in these not coding, but
yeah, automation.
functions within spreadsheets. A lot of like double checking and things like that. So, anyways,
But yeah, let me rephrase. What I want to say is this: with the new tools,
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
with the new tools, as Jay said, by applying the same hours that we were applying before to pairs, they were always late. Now, by applying the same hours of work that we were applying before, with the new tools that Jay is giving us, payroll should never be late again. But if we don't use them, it's like, yes, this is what you said. The worst thing needs to happen, but there's not the effort to work should be. There shouldn't be a change in the effort like before. Before they were always be late. Now with the same effort, because 90% of the time, I mean, they're so much faster, so much easier, especially the income, which is the most complicated part, automated, which is amazing. It's amazing. Yes. So, but let's make sure that we use the new tools. So the tools, obviously, they're new. Let's make questions if we don't understand them, because we want to use them. We want payers not to be late again. Absolutely. That's why Jay has put already 50 plus hours in this. That was all.
Albert,
Is this correct, Jay? Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Perfect.
Alberto, you haven't updated your working hours.
Yeah, I know. It's not that.
Yes, but
I
that's
will.
that's the
I will.
work, right? The work is to set a deadline for getting your hours in and doing that. So I don't know if we want to include that in our, pay
No,
stop.
I'm on it, guys. I'm on it. Don't worry about me. That's part of worker criteria involvement.
Well, no, but the proposal on line 104 to 115
Yeah.
is for the work.
Where?
So this is the assignments for the workers. That there are other deadlines that can be set by the workers, which includes like the deadline
Yes.
to make updates to your work hours tracking tab, right? So at some point you cut off the ability to make changes to the work hours tracking tab, and at that point it's just like, you miss the payroll, right? So I don't know what
Every
we
half
want
week.
to set that as like the same time every month, or
Yeah.
basically the workers do the work, and based on when the workers do the work, like if we're late, then it doesn't really matter, right? But anyways, the point is that the proposal is 104
I'm
proposal to
reading.
pay stops for payroll every half week, every 3.5 days. I mean, this is very high level, probably like level,
Time to
Four.
pause. Please
25
stop.
to 2 level.
Close your eyes.
It's 4.
Count 1,
It's too much,
2,
Jay.
3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Every
Well, it
week.
starts with quarter pay stops and half pay stops, but if we actually want to do the payroll every month on time, it's actually not too much. So within 3 days, you do a setup. Like setup should not take 3 days. It should take an hour, right? Within the first week, you finish equity payroll. I mean, a week to do equity payroll, it's automatic already, and it should be super simple, right? Second 8th moon, you have a week and a half to get the base upfront payroll. A week and a half is a pretty good amount of time to do base upfront payroll. It should be doable. By the full moon, you have the base payroll.
Yeah.
So you get 2 weeks, 2 entire weeks to do base token payroll. You have by the 2.5 weeks for bonus upfront payroll, and then bonus token payroll, you have 3 weeks. And then we would set the actual pay stops, which could be full pay stops for base upfront and bonus upfront. So we could change these all the quarter pay stops until the base
There's 2
upfront.
times bonus upfront. Why there's 2 times one upfront?
Because the idea is that we, at the end of the month, in the last week, we push upfront pay to be a more strict pay stop.
I didn't understand you, Jay. Sorry. Why do we have 2 times bonus upfront? I don't understand.
So the upfront pay stop could be like, for example, this could be a 1/3 pay stop. This could be a 1/3 pay stop, and this could be a one. Like these could all be 1/3 pay stops instead of half pay stops. And then you have 3/4 pay stop at the last week. Like if for the upfront payroll, if the upfront payroll doesn't happen, then it's like more.
There's also 2 times base upfront. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. Got it.
So,
Yes,
so
this makes perfect
the
sense.
idea is that you start very low pay stop. So this is like, I would call this like a level 1 deadline. Like it's very, very minimal. This first deadline, it's minimal work, minimal everything. And then you maybe go to level 2, level 2, maybe level 3 or whatever, 2.5, I don't know. Then if I would say level 3 would be if we want to do half pay stops instead of 1/3 pay stops, right? And then when you get down here, if you did full pay stop, this would be a level, maybe level 4, right? So I don't know. Once a month having a pay stop for upfront payroll, I think is reasonable.
Yes. No, it makes sense, Jay. It makes sense. Let's see what the team said. I mean, guys, what do you say? This makes sense. With this, there's no chance that we meet these deadlines. Payrolls are going to be on time every week with the new tools that Jay's providing to us.
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
All right, let's take a break. We can think about it some more. We don't have to vote on this right now. Like it's part of the functionality plan. It's part of other proposals, and we can add it to our proposals list and everything. So it's fine taking a break and going on to the next topic, but we can also see where we are as a team.
Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote.
All right, let's take a break.
Let's take a break. Yeah, exactly. Take a break and everybody thinks about it. Thank you. Sorry, one question. Do we have a backup recording going?
Yes, we do have 2 recordings. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
He's getting all like philosophical. So it's worky. So let's clean this, clean that, so things taken down and back up. Right now, maybe later, like an hour and a half or 2 hours, 3 hours, but we have work to be done tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
No, Jay, but
I'm
let's
back.
leave this in the working hours. Don't let's make new deadlines. We have enough. This is part of the working hours criteria. Let's leave it there
What is part of the working hours criteria?
to make sure that your work hours tracking tab is updated. That's it. Basta. So overcharge us with new deadlines. It's just,
I agree. Yeah, I think it's fine. But I think the workers can just oversee that. You know, they can just let people know based on the work.
yeah. Also, of course, if you're doing the work and the things are not aligned, of course, the workers need. So we're going to put it also in the responsibility training organizing that if
So
you're doing the work, the calculations, and there is time, you don't have enough information, give, I don't know, 24 hours of time to the workers. Otherwise, you move forward and they will not get paid. I mean, when I'm talking, I don't know, this is part of the work we can see of the workflow, but what I'm saying is let's try to not put deadlines that are not so that are redundant, since we already have a lot of deadlines. That's my let's make sure that the deadline for work criteria happens on time and it's done efficiently and so that. But I would want to vote on this, guys. Let's do it. Let's implement
all right,
it. Let's make
this is what I would be ready to vote on right now.
yeah.
That we would remove bonus pay roll, and we would just do base upfront and base token payrolls in the deadlines for now, since we don't have automated bonus set up yet. So we can add the automated bonus in the future when we get it set up. But for the immediate short term, we would start at level 1, go to level 2, and then go to level 3 and level 4 for base upfront and base token payrolls. I mean, this is doable. This is
I would
easy.
object. I would
You know what I
object.
mean?
I would
What?
object. I would object.
Why?
because the bonus token is the most important pair to me. Cioè, we do it. So we need help to implement, to update the game. Let's make also that work for that.
So then why don't we just say that we implement it next month? That sound good?
That this yes, absolutely. Let's, for base bonus, we make a little note that
Time
the
to
deadline
pause.
starts only
Please stop.
1 month from
Close
now.
your eyes. Count
Sure.
1,
Whatever it
2,
means, but
3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
well, let's make the deadlines complete with all the processes and everything. So it's gonna happen for sure. Because to me, bonus token is the most important. It's the one I'm looking forward. Guys, I give so much value to our tokens that I don't care about. I don't really care much because, sorry, but of course, I understand. I mean, I'm not saying, don't take wrong my words. To me, upfront is important, yes, but it's not that if I don't get paid the upfront, my life changes, right? It's not something that influences my life. What influences my life is getting the bonus token because I know how much value those tokens are going to have in the future. That is going to have a big impact on my life. When finally those tokens, with all the work that we've done, they're going to be valuable. What I know they're going to be. Whoa, yes, Monte Carlo, here I come. Right. So, but whatever. I mean, let's make it complete. Make it complete.
We are 15 minutes over into the topic.
Okay, so if we want to vote on this, it's going to take a little bit more time. So we just keep going?
I know. Let's ask everybody. I mean, to me, this is so important. Let's do it now. Now is the time. Now everything that exists is now. Let's make sure that this happens. Otherwise,
So I have
what
a
do you think, guys? Now, I want to hear from Joyce, Ate. Are you okay, guys? Let's do it now. Lucy. Hello,
Yes, Alberto, we can do now.
Joyce. Okay, great. Lucy's on board. Joyce, Ate. Hi, Ate.
Okay, so if we're going to do this, I want to make sure we do it correctly. And for the pay stops, there's a couple questions and concerns that come up. But the bottom line, 131 through 135, we can prioritize what level pay stop we want to do.
Sorry, Jay, but can I hear something from Joyce and Ate?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, thank you. Joyce, Ate, are we on board? Let's move forward. Let's make it happen. What do you think, guys?
Yeah,
What's your
sure.
opinion?
Yes,
Yeah, okay, thank you. Ate, is Ate here? She unmuted herself.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go ahead, Alberto.
oh, great. Thank you, guys. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Let's do it. Thank you. Okay. You were saying, Jay? Sorry, you were saying?
So for me, there's questions about, okay, I have a lot of questions about pay stops in general. We have about pay stops, whether we're going to only do the quarter pay stop, half pay stop.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
I think it makes sense what you did. It depends on the level.
Well, yeah, but a 1/3 pay stop currently doesn't exist. So, anyways, this would be for like the mid, like line 131 to 135 would be sort of for mid-month, right? And then we would have a second level of pay stop for the end of the month for just upfront payroll.
I don't know, this is too complicated. I mean, let's use the proposal you had. Depending on the level, we have a stronger pay stop. If the 1/3 doesn't exist, let's use 1/2. I don't know. I'm confused. It's complicated. I don't understand. Let's just do your proposal is here. Is perfect.
You don't determine the level and then match the level to the pay stop.
You're right. You're right.
So for me, the question is what level pay stop do we want for payroll? And for me, it's a very, very important question, and it is there are many options that go into.
Now I understand you.
What type of pay stop should be tied to these deadlines. Remember, these deadlines are very, very fast, right? It's like twice a week, the deadline.
Yes, take it serious. I understand, Jay. I understand.
So I don't
You
think there are
explain,
any
you
rush.
explained that. You explained that, and now it makes sense. Okay.
I don't see any rush to be voting on this. I mean, I just put this proposal. I started working on this proposal this weekend, like a couple days ago, like three days ago, and it's a major change. And it, because I've always been on the side that like workers are responsible for their own payroll and they should just do their own payroll. But now I'm changing my mind on that based on what people said in the last UMCUS discussion. The idea that you want full pay but not do full work for their full pay if payroll's late is a major issue for the client, right? So I do think that based on that information that we should do pay stops, but I'm not sure what level of pay stops. Also, I'm seriously considering we have a proposal in the normal voting form on doing pay stops based on actual direct calculations and percentages instead of only having 4 pay stop options. Basically, right now we have quarter pay stop, half pay stop, 3/4 pay stop, full pay stop. So instead of having 4 options, we could have infinite options for pay stop.
Okay, Jay. So
time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay, Jay.
So I'm very interested in making sure everything is aligned and interconnected properly with our policies and getting all of our policies organized for functionality moving forward. Like hurrying through this one proposal for me is just not a priority at all.
And after what you just said, I totally agree with you. The desired outcome of working and prioritizing payroll workforce training updates, we did that. We have this proposal. Let's stop here. Let's take our time. Let's do it well. Eventually we have core team tomorrow, right? Main session, or I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah, but the questions that you answered, there's 3 questions that are very important to answer to get this policy correct. And it would be great to get the policy correct the first time around so that it actually works, right?
Yeah.
And the first question is like, do we only have 4 pay stop options, or do we have other options or even infinite pay stop options with percentages? So that's a proposal question that can be answered. The second is, what should the mid-month pay stops be? And the third question is, what should the end of month pay stops be? And for the end of month pay stops, this could, should it be only upfront or also bonus payrolls, right? So we could escalate the bonus payrolls as well. Someone said they want 3 minutes. Is that we just need to take a minute? Okay. So anyways, I'm ready to move on this. I feel like we did address the payroll, the topic itself, minus 2 things. One, we have the positions review, and we need to have a value coordinator. I think that the value coordinator is very important. And the second thing is that we have to be scheduling immediately and taking on.
Yeah. Okay. So I agree with you. We can move on, but before moving on, we already have an opinion you want to share about the 2 questions that you just put there, or no?
To share about what?
Do you already have a kind of answers form or your opinion you want to share with us so that we can think about it as well?
Be voted on. I just want them to be voted on and us to have clarity on our pay stop policies and on what the team wants to do for these pay stops. I mean, I guess we could do a pre-proposal, should the team set, twice a week deadlines for payroll pay stops.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Right. So this could be the pre-proposal that basically we're not approving
stretch.
Pay stops. Yeah, stretch. So as a pre-proposal, the idea would be, okay, do we have agreement to move forward with this? Should we make it happen? It's very high, level intense pay stops, but if everybody has agreement over it, we can work it out. But that right now, voting yes on this does not create a single deadline. Right?
No, but let's not. I mean, there's a couple of things. We just had that we wanna think about it and we wanna prioritize it tomorrow again, or eventually. I mean, tomorrow is a better time. We have. Otherwise, we do a new topic. In my opinion, this is too big to just. Everybody said that they wanna do it. We heard it, so everybody wants to do it. It's very important, but as you
Okay.
explained very well, let's not rush anything. We have a lot of
So
information to think
let's
about.
go back to the check-ins then.
Yes, I think this topic is great. It's okay, and yeah. So let's think about it. Let's review it, and let's bring it tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we have core team. Tomorrow is the right time to give the final push if we are all in agreement that we're ready to do that. Otherwise, we don't rush. I agree. Okay. Everybody in agreement, guys? Can we topic over? Can we go to? Yeah.
I don't think we need agreement on that. I think we can just look forward to check-in.
No, I just want some engagement. It's okay. All right, check this is myself. Alberto.
And Mamoon's here.
Oh, Mamoon. Wow. Oh, Mamoon. Hi. Hi, Mamoon. How are you doing? You can go first, Mamoon.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm at 3.5.
3.5.
Been working on accounting support and SEU, budget, reimbursement, check, and
Budget. What you have been working on the budget, sorry?
hello.
What responsibility? If you say your budget is very huge, very big.
Oh,
Also, we have
budget
bunch of
wise,
budgets.
last month. I just want to remove budget because it was last
I
week. Okay. So
don't understand you. We have bunch of budgets. So if you say budget, I don't understand it. First of all, and second of all, what's the responsibility you've been working on?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
If you have been working on something, you should know it very specifically. Otherwise,
oh,
you've been
okay,
thinking
okay.
about
I want
working
to
on
remove
budget.
budget because budget was like 1.5 weeks back. So um,
Okay,
these
I still
three
understand.
segment I worked on um, recently.
Okay, okay.
And it's 4 a.m. and I'm working on computer.
4 a.m. So, Mamoon, we are paying you. So if you come here to sleep, don't come. All right? You sleep, so you're energized to do some work tomorrow. All right? Please,
Yes.
because it's very annoying that you come here and then you just stay there. We talk to you, you don't answer, and you're sleeping probably, or I don't know what you're doing. Okay? And we're paying you to do this, and it's not correct. You understand? It's fair. 4 a.m. I mean, there's no need for you to be here. Instead, what we have need is for you to have a good rest and come to work seriously tomorrow and do work. That's very more important. Showing up here and then sleeping. I understand. I'm not. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Don't take it bad, eh? Don't take it bad, eh? But you do whatever you want, eh? You do whatever you want.
Yeah,
My
it's
idea
up
is.
to Mamoon to choose what he wants to do, but it's good to remind people that sleeping is technically acting out. We will address that in our real-time session policies as far as policy tracking in the future. Joyce, do you have anything you want to add, or
No.
Alberto, do you want to check in?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, somebody taking notes.
Yes, I'm taking notes.
Thank you, Joyce. So I don't know what I am, guys. I don't know. I am 1.99. 9. 3 nines. So I've been working on. Yesterday we had some good work on admin fees a little bit, and before alpha, and Monday was very good. Work on real-time checking policies and coordination, the client coordination, which was amazing. And I don't know, man, guys. Let's see. Looking forward to this session. Contentious session is always very good. So happy to be here.
Time for
Check.
breath.
It's
Please
to
stop
me,
and
it's,
get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
yeah, to me it's 7 p.m., 7:18 p.m. computer. All right, so let's see the topics. New pair setup. Okay, we already. Vertical relation. Communications.
So Alberto Mamoon, if you want to vote on everything, you can. Everybody else,
Yeah,
you want
I'm
to
doing
vote on
that.
option number 30 and 31. Nobody's voted on those two yet.
Like, okay.
All right, so I think we're ready to go on to topic number 2. So the
We
topic,
already have topics. Okay, telling you.
yeah, we're ready for topic 2, but for topic 3, we don't. We're going to do a view up after topic 2.
Okay, sorry.
Topic 2 is the deadlines review. Does someone want to create the tab, or should I do it?
Yes, tab.
Joyce, you're going to create the tab.
Yes.
All right, we are.
Topic 2. Wait, I don't know why this. My
All right.
my lap.
Okay, great. So we do have a new proposal, and the proposal is to require voting for all deadlines and each individual deadline check per functionality, right? This is sort of like the, oh God.
Sorry, yeah, I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
What does it mean, Discord handles?
That's like at Alberto.
Right. Handles is the person that handles Discord, basically.
No, it's like everybody has their handle, like your Twitter handle, your at blah, blah, blah Twitter, you know, it's a handle.
So I understand it. I understand. What
It's
is
like
it?
it's like
The profile name?
Arroba, the at.
No, I don't. Is the profile name?
Yes, it's your name, exactly,
Okay,
or alias.
good.
All right. So, anyways, topic 2. All right. So we're talking about topic 2. So basically, the updated proposal would be, and I know we voted on this in the normal voting form, so I don't know if anyone has the link to the normal voting form. It could be very helpful for a lot of these proposals that we've already been voting on.
Yes.
The general proposal and idea of the policy would be that proposal is to require the team to vote on
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
require the team to vote on all deadlines by frequency to make sure that all our deadlines address overwhelming, right? To address overwhelming deadlines, and keep the team in control. And this would be every 2 weeks. So basically, for me, the detail is that every 2 weeks, we vote on at least one frequency.
I linked the voting form above the online 20.
Okay, but we need the results. So let's get the results here.
I voted.
Result. Let me link for the result as well.
Well, I'm linking it.
Wait, I did not. I think I did not.
So here are the analytics. Right? Analytics is line 21. Okay, so this particular proposal is, we should like number these or whatever. I don't know. Looks like it's
What is that?
require the team to vote on all deadlines by frequency to address the running deadlines. Sorry,
Can we
but
still vote? Is this the latest? Can we still vote?
when this voting form come out? I didn't see this.
This is a new voting form that just came out
When?
on like Friday or something, Saturday.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
this is
okay.
we
Ah,
still have time to vote. This has not been certified.
yes.
No, please, guys. No,
What?
please. No,
What?
I haven't voted on this.
I
I
know
take my.
you should vote on it. Everyone should vote.
No,
Oh,
but
here
I
we go.
need to take my time. I understand.
So, well, don't do it now. We're not asking you to do it now. But anyways, overall, this is moving towards getting passed. But it's good to see what the current vote is. So the idea of the updated proposal would be like every 2 weeks. Oh, we could say that I think it would be like a quarter pay stop or a half pay stop. I don't know. We'd have to decide on that. Decide.
I made up. But to me, the thing we should do is just one for now. I mean, I think
What do you
our
mean one? I don't understand what you're saying.
yeah. Actually, let
And
me see.
Pato, you have already
I'll
voted
explain.
on there.
I'll explain it.
The
Huh?
question is, does everybody understand the policy? Does everyone understand the policy or not?
It's the team to vote on all deadlines by frequency of programming deadline and keep the team in control. Everything.
So the policy that every
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever
Yeah,
you were about to
yeah,
say,
it's a good
and
point.
take a break for 6 minutes.
So, for example, today we could focus on fortnight deadlines, right? Or we could focus on monthly deadlines, or we could focus on both fortnight and monthly deadlines, right? We just talked a little bit about our every half week deadlines, but we're not focusing on that right now. But the point is that if everyone understands the policy, then we can go into the fortnight deadlines, them, review them all, and and then the eventual proposal would be what we wrote here, which is that we all agree to the fortnight. Right?
Can I say what I wanted to say or
Okay, and then
no?
we're taking a break.
Yeah, no, we have a break. Now let's take a break. I will say, but I will
Okay,
say something if I would like to finish. I don't know. If you guys are
it's your
interested,
turn.
otherwise I shut up.
You can either take it. You can say what you want to say, then we take a break, or we
No,
take a break
take
and
a
then
break. No.
it's
Take a
either way.
break.
It's your turn.
Okay, thank you. Break, and then I say what I.
Okay, and we'll break it, and then Albert's turn after the break. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, 5-minute break.
He doesn't have to take down the screen now.
One.
Yeah.
Yay.
Apri la luce per guardare gli occhi tuoi.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Okay, so the only thing that
All right.
yes,
I am ready.
yes. Can you go?
Yeah.
The only thing this policy amazing, good, great, do it, but the only thing that makes me a bit concerned is that this policy should be a policy that is like triggered whenever we want to. It shouldn't be policy with the policy intended to simplify or making better or making efficient on the deadlines shouldn't be putting a new a new deadline. Like this detail here to me, it should be details. It's a policy that we have that whenever a worker feels that we should review the deadlines, there's a policy to do it. Basta. That's it. So let's do it now.
That's already our policy. Already a policy.
Yeah, but it's not a real. I mean, this is a good policy to
Like
require.
anyone can propose anything at any time. What
I
we're
know.
saying is that for
Not
the
easy. We have a
functionality
policy
plan,
already.
for the functionality plan where we are adding potentially dozens of more or a dozen more pay stops, the idea is this is essential for functionality that every month or every quarter or every couple weeks we do this to make sure we are
How
reviewing
will we do it?
our deadline.
Yeah. Okay. So let's.
It's a requirement for being functional. If we do not do this, then we won't be functional. It is a work requirement, not a voluntary, thing that workers can do if they choose. It's
I get it.
essential for functionality to review
I get it.
all of the deadlines by frequency.
You're right. I get it. You're right. But I don't think it's necessary. Every 2 weeks would be overwhelmed.
Okay, well, we can do it however often that we want.
Every quarter. Once
What?
a quarter is required. Once a quarter is required that we review the deadlines, the frequency of the deadlines. Once a quarter.
So once per, so just to make sure it's clear, we have half week, we have weekly, we've got every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every month, every quarter, every half year, every year, every 2 years, every 5 years. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different frequencies. So if we did this once every quarter, it would take 10 quarters to review each frequency, right? Which would be 10 divided by 4 is 2.5 years.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So what I'm saying is that by the deadline, you need to review one single frequency. And if we want to do it every month, it would take 10 months to review all frequencies.
The policy says something different, okay? It
To require the team to vote on
all deadlines, and then it says at least one.
At least one per
But we can do all
per deadline.
Yeah.
Well,
but
sure,
we
you can do
also
all 10, but you got to do at least one.
Yes, at least one. We can also do. I don't see any problem with our monthly deadline. We are very bad. I want to review the frequency of fortnight. Then maybe you, Jay, have problem with the monthly, so we review the fortnight and the monthly. There's no need that all the policies are reviewed, but every quarter at least one is reviewed. Then we talk as a team and we say which one we're gonna do. Okay, 2 weeks. We're gonna do more. Also the monthly. But
so you think it should be every quarter to review one?
At least. No, at least one. You said at least is the difference. At least one.
Yeah. So it would be to review to require the team to vote on all deadlines by frequency and to address overwhelming deadlines and keep the team in control every quarter to review a minimum of one frequency of deadlines. So it would take 2.5 years. If we did one every quarter, it would take 2.5 years to get through all of them.
But we would not do that, right? Because whenever we are doing this and there is more problems with more policies, we would do a bigger work. But if if we are feel that only the fortnight policy deadlines are to be reviewed, then we just focus on that. Or if we feel that our policies our deadlines are great, we still need to at least one review.
Okay, so
One.
why don't we just vote on the frequency and then we vote on the pay stop and then we're get agreement and then we're done.
Why did you delete the details? I want to add the detail here. Details. Any worker can at any time ask to review the deadlines. Why did you delete the other detail? It was great.
Because I just put it into the proposal itself. It's in the proposal.
Okay. You require the team to vote on deadlines by frequency, to address overwhelming deadlines, and keep the team in control. The reporter. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The review. Perfect. Yeah. Great. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Does it make sense? This detail. Make sure that is clear. Any worker doesn't need to wait for this
Time
review.
for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
I would add the detail that you said before. It's essential to our functionality. To our functionality. Okay. This is good. Okay. Yes. So are we voting on this or first you said some?
I mean, I would just vote on line 45 to 60 first, and then we just know agreement on exactly how often to do it and how intense to do it, and then we're good to go. And we just, there's no thought process to it, and then everyone can interact. And no one's saying anything, so why not just force everybody to interact?
Absolutely, I agree.
And then we don't have to think about it. It's a process. Because why sit here and argue about it for like ever when it's just we just vote on it, it's done. So everybody should just vote on line 45 to 60 and decide how often this should happen, this review of the frequency of deadlines, and what level of pay stop it should be. Is everyone voting?
This is 6. Guys, are you here? Ate, Lucy, Mahmood, Joyce, are you here, guys?
We are here.
Say something, man. Guys, say something.
We are voting, Alberto. We are voting.
Okay, so say your vote. Jay is asking. Nobody says nothing. Says anything. But whatever.
Weekly. How often to review at least one?
The reason why I like the Fortnite one is because it lines up with our existing deadlines for updating and review. That's the main reason. But maybe we need to push that back to monthly. Maybe they should both be monthly. Cool. All right, so that looks good. Intensity. Say 777.
Based on intensity. At least I don't understand. What do you mean based on intensity?
Should it be?
Yeah, okay, good.
What is the pay stop for not?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
If we don't update the pay, the frequency of deadlines, at least one frequency of deadline, and get it reviewed and agreed upon, then we get a pay stop. The question is how much of a pay stop should. How important is this, right?
Too important.
So
I didn't get this thing that you said. Very interesting. So the levels are determined by by
Or
the
like monthly.
by the pay stub. Yeah, makes sense.
The levels are determined. So I will look at this. I would say, okay, this is the amount of work that needs to get done to review one frequency. It would happen every month, and if it's going to be a half pay stop, for me, this is like, I don't know, a level 2.5, maximum level 3. I would say level 3. Every month you do one proposal review for a half pay stop. It sounds like a level 3 to me.
Yeah.
This would be level 3. But anyways, I just love voting like this because now it's like there's just no question. Everything's voted, everything's clear. The team has spoken. And now we can update the proposal to see exactly what the team just wanted to. So it would be to require the team to vote on all deadlines by frequency to address overwhelming deadlines and keep the team in control. This would take place a minimum of every month. Review a minimum of one frequency of deadlines. Or
733. The team has spoken. 733. The team has spoken. No, who's changing the vote? No, 717 is great. Yeah. The team has spoken.
What is 717 we talking about?
I know I like numbers. And the team has spoken, man. 717.
Oh, 717. Okay, so you have monthly and half pay stop, and I would put this at a level 3 would be my estimate on this.
Yeah.
The difficulty of this pay stop is level 3. We could do more. Also, now that I see this, right?
So this is changing, guys.
Oh yeah, maybe we do quarter.
Joyce is still voting. So
this is why I'm considering going to percentages, because maybe
it's better. I agree.
Third pay stop is better, because like, why only have a quarter pay stops and half pay stops? Why not third pay stops? Why not 40%? Why not 45%?
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Most precise.
Yeah, it gives us more flexibility, Plus, in the calculations, when we're doing the calculations, we don't have to worry about averaging it all out. It's just automatically calculated to exact percentages.
Also, people are not so.
It's because I was sitting there trying to average them out, and it's all based on perception as opposed to exact calculations.
Yeah. Also, in my experience, most people don't really understand nor know fractions. So percentages are more day by day.
Did you say fractions?
Yeah, fractions are not common language. So percentages are common language. Yeah.
Are you serious? Like, new people learn fractions?
You wanna check here? How much is 3/4? Let's see how many people knows it.
Which one?
3/4.
How much is 3/4? Give me the number of 3/4 if you wanna give a decimal number. How much? Yeah, point?
0.33?
No, 3/4. How much is it?
3/4 means 3/4?
Yeah.
3/4 is
0.75.
Yeah. Very good.
So the proposal for this one is
and what is 0.75?
It's 3/4.
Or
3/4.
Or you can say 0.75, 0.75, 3/4, or
70. Oh yeah.
75%, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The percent, yeah.
I think percentages are more simple.
So anyways, I put the proposal on line 77. This is also in the voting form, so anyone can vote on the voting form. And the idea is to calculate the exact percentage pay stop without doing the quarter, half, 3/4, and then we just use percentages, and that percentages can be applied to any pay stop, which is just, it gives us infinite flexibility on our pay stops instead of thinking about it as if it's like only a set thing, because originally we only had basically full pay stop or no pay stop, and then we started to add half pay stops. Then we were like, okay, we need quarter and 3/4 pay stops, and now it's just like, screw it, let's have every possible pay stop percentage that we can ever. Only our imagination can limit us,
Yeah, no, this is amazing, Jay. And, I mean, it's working and it's flowing exactly with moving to percentages. With percentages, every worker can also say, no, to me this is only 35. The point is that we do this now, but right after we need to create the system to track all of this because we have no system that tracks.
Time to pause. Please stop.
Wait, this
Close
is
your
correct.
eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
We don't have a process, a system that tracks all the how many days there will be no half pay stop. Nobody knows it.
We know exactly. It's on our official
Through the
single
spreadsheet.
spreadsheet. Just go to the single official spreadsheet, and we can track it not only for the entire team. We can track it for each individual. Can have separate pay stops because each individual could be on individual pay stops as well.
Can I
So
see that?
this is if you look at
I
my
linked it.
screen.
I linked it in 72. Yes.
I was also going to share my screen here.
Yeah, I'm looking.
So if you look at our new payroll model, at line 2 has all of our pay stops for each person. And again, every person can have slightly different pay stops depending on their.
Okay. And who is responsible to update this?
This would be the payroll workers, but I update it, regularly. So right now we're on half pay stop for the rest of the month, unless we somehow get off half pay stop. Right? And then we were on full upfront pay stop before. So the new calculation would be like,
Okay, that's cool. So cool. Yes, perfect. So on this automated spreadsheet.
And we'd be able to calculate exactly the pay stop for the month, exactly the pay stop for the week, and it would be like percentage. Like, so for example, if we're on a half pay stop for 6 hours, and with this new proposal on line 77, 6 hours divided by 24 hours would be equivalent to 25%, right? So if we're on a half pay stop for 25% and it's a 25-hour pay stop, then for that particular day, it would have been a 0.125% pay stop, which is a 12.5% pay stop for that day. That would be the new policy if we approve line 77. It would basically, the pay stop would be a percentage, and it would just be directly whatever we agree on. Anyways, we have a separate topic for this. The topic is line 31, percentage pay stop proposal options. So I don't know if people want to prioritize this own topic.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
So the calculations, the worker cannot has not permission to I'm talking about the automated I'm talking about the automated single payroll spreadsheet. Okay.
So the way that we currently
each
have
worker has
is that the most important calculations are done based on everyone's calc. So everyone has 2 tabs now. You have your tracking tab and your calculations tab, and all the most
Time
important
for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
And no worker has access to their calculations tab. Okay. No worker needs or has access to the calculations tab. They can only view it.
Yes, they're going to review it. And they only have in general. Each worker only has access to their tracking.
Their tracking tab, and they can only access their own tracking tab.
Yes.
And that's all they really need access to for the entire spreadsheet.
Amazing. This is amazing.
Anyways, we can go over payroll stuff later, but the point is that let's finalize this proposal. And it seems to me like if everybody wants a quarter pay stop or a half pay stop, maybe we should go to a third pay stop. Otherwise, I'm fine doing quarter pay stop, but let's think Tay is the one who's primarily against 1/3 pay stop.
I don't know. The team has spoken. The team has spoken. Let's leave it there.
Well, no, but I want to hear from Atay. Atay's saying Atay would prefer not to have third pay stop versus half pay stop, which implies that she's against the proposal on line 77 that we should not add anything else except for quarter pay stops, half pay stops, 3/4 pay stops, and full pay stops. So I think it's appropriate to hear from Atay if she's against the proposal for line 77.
Why? I don't understand why she's against. She just said that.
Because look at her voting. Look at her voting. Column F, line 58, a 4 is less than an 8.99 and is less than a 5. So her,
Yeah,
her
but she's
worst,
just saying for this policy, for this, she's saying, sorry, I take it. She's saying that for this policy, she wants a quarter pay stub. That's it.
I know, but then she's voting less on a third pay stop than a half pay stop.
Ah, yeah, I get
For
why.
a half
Yes,
pay stop over a third pay stop, which doesn't make any sense. Without
because she's voting 8.9 on the quarter. Yeah, why?
yeah, there's a clear differentiation here that would imply a potential manipulation. I'm not saying she is, but I'm just saying like I want to hear from Ate. I think it's perfectly reasonable for me to ask to hear from Ate. She is the one who's causing us to do a quarter pay stop instead of a third pay stop or a half pay stop. So I want to hear from her.
Yeah. Ate, are you there? Ate?
Ate, are you there?
Like, for me, it's like if Ate isn't here, I would say that her vote is very odd. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It implies we're not hearing you.
Time to pause.
I'm here.
Please stop.
Try to
Close
reset.
your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Let me refresh.
Thank you, Ate.
Let me refresh.
Like nobody else even voted above a 7 on anything, and for whatever reason, she's voting at 8.99 on a quarter pay stop, as if somehow, and then she's voting against the 1/3, and then she's abstaining for a half. So it's a very odd voting compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
But basically, if she sticks with her vote and she has clear reason and it's not a manipulation, then we would just go for one quarter pay stop instead of half pay stop, which makes this more of like a level 2, if not even a level 1. It's just like really very minor.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Let's have some explanation because it doesn't make sense to me, but maybe she has a good explanation.
Ate, are you there now?
Hello?
There, we can hear you. Yay.
Ate,
Okay, we could hear you for a second. What's going on?
something wrong.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
What's wrong?
We can hear you, Ate. Can you hear us? I don't think Ate can hear us. Let's make
Something wrong with her internet.
There's some background noise coming from somebody. Sorry, Joyce, I muted you. It wasn't you. Let me try Mamoon. Yeah, Mamoon. Sorry. Did you hear there was a buzzing coming? Mamoon, there's a buzzing from you. Can you mute yourself?
Yeah, I already.
Thank you. Okay, Ate is not working.
Anyways, if Ate can't communicate, I would argue that a 1/3 pay stop is the correct one based on the voting. Because 1/3 is in between 1/2 and 1/4.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if we put a 5 for Ate, what happens, right? 5. Yeah, so we have.
But why would you go from a quarter to a half? It doesn't make any sense. You go from 1/4 to a third, not from a quarter to a half.
I agree with you, but let's make sure that the quarter, the third, if you put a 5, like the half, it's meeting at the half. So yes, 1/3. You see that?
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
Yeah, 1/3. 1/3. I agree with you. I don't know. I mean,
Ate,
anyways, guys, let's move forward. Ate, you have some communications problem. Try to fix them and join back. For the moment, Ate, right? if you have any objections for us to move forward with 1/3, because
Yeah.
your vote was too odd. You don't understand.
So let's just deem her vote odd and different or whatever, and then let's just go on to the break. We can all, and when we come back, we'll do questions and stuff. Okay. The questions, concerns, we're gonna do 1/3.
Break, yes, break.
And then we can also vote on this other proposal, which is basically to use percentages for our pay stop. Yeah. All right. Anyways, take a break.
I would, yeah, break.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
All right. Anybody back? We're ready to vote.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay. So the proposal is
I'm
to
back.
require the team to vote on all deadlines by frequency to address overwhelming deadlines and keep the team in control. This would take place a minimum of every month to review a minimum of one frequency deadlines. Otherwise, a
Hello?
1/3 pace up. Okay?
Yes, Jay, I'm here.
All right. Do you want to explain your vote at all, or do we just move forward?
Yes.
1/3 pace
By
up.
the way, I already left message on Discord because I was having internet issues. So Jay, I don't understand. I don't think if there's a policy that forces me to go from 1/3 to one from 1/4 to 1/3 to half.
There
I
is no
vote the
policy.
way
The
I vote the
question
way
is
I feel
what?
as to vote. So when you start saying it looks like manipulation to me, it's like being insultive because I don't see how I'm manipulating the system.
Well, an
You put proposal for
8.99
us
is
to vote,
exactly
and
how
I
you
just
manipulate a
voted.
vote.
No,
Instead
I
of
don't see
voting
any.
8,
I
you
don't know
voted
how
an
the manipulation
8.99.
defined, but I don't see it as manipulation. I voted the way I feel I should be voting.
It doesn't make
So
sense,
I don't
Ate. It
see
doesn't make
why.
sense.
Why doesn't it make sense? So what you say, does it make sense?
Because, hey,
Does
calma,
what you say
calma,
make sense?
calma, calma, calma,
When
calma.
you start saying it doesn't make sense, it means I'm
Relax.
senseless.
Just let
No.
it speak. Let it speak.
Yes.
You can say whatever
Please,
you want.
please, Ate. Sorry, sorry. Please, Ate.
Yeah, as I said, there is no
You obviously have
policy. So I don't
vibes.
see how I'm not manipulating anything. I vote the way I feel, the way it flows in me. So that's how I voted.
But
So
why
I
not
feel like
just
I
vote
should
an 8? Why are you voting an 8.99? Like a 9
why
represents.
forcing me to vote an 8J? I did not force you to vote a 7 or a 7.5. Why do you ask us to vote when we vote is an issue?
Okay.
Is it
All
better
right.
I abstain from
Nobody's
the vote?
forcing anybody to do nothing here.
Yeah.
So we wanted to confirm your vote. It looked weird. Do you support the proposal in line 77?
Wait, but can I, Ate, it looks odd because you're voting higher, a quarter,
It looks
and then sorry, you're voting higher a
odd
quarter.
to you. To me, it's okay. It's
Okay,
my vote.
yes, okay,
It's my
basta.
vote.
Finish. End of
So yes,
discussion. That's what we wanted to understand. Basta. Relax.
good. I'm okay with the
Yeah,
vote.
okay, okay, perfect. Basta. Okay,
But
Okay,
I have one last
Ate,
question. I have one last question.
so four. Let's do it at four.
So I have one last question. Do you support the the proposal in line 77 to go to a percentage model of pay stops calculations? Like, are you fine with
Time to pause.
deciding to do a
Please stop.
1/3 pay stop?
Close your eyes. Count 1,
Other pay
2,
stop.
3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Is it perfectly fine to do a 33% pay stop for other situations, or are you against that? I just want to have clarity.
Let me read the
Okay.
proposal on very well if I say anything.
So currently under our policies, we only have no pay stops, quarter pay stops, half pay stops, 3/4 pay stops, and full pay stops. So this policy is saying like we would allow for percentage pay stop calculations and to allow for any percentage pay stop, including 33.33%. Right? So if we want to do a 33% pay stop, we could do that, like a 1/3 pay stop. So are you okay with that?
So
The idea is,
what's the relationship between this proposal and the one we just voted on line 58?
well, because my thought process on this was that the reason possibly why you're voting no on 1/3 pay stop is because you disagree with the proposal on line 77 that there shouldn't be a 1/3 pay stop. Like, are you against the idea of a 1/3 pay stop in general?
So I'm getting confused now. So were we supposed to vote on line 56 first before we come down to line 77, or start from 77 first before we go up to line 50?
yes. Wait, Ate,
I don't know. I'm just talking
can I
about
come
line
to it?
77 right now, Joyce.
Yeah. They're just saying that why did you vote lower the 1/3 pay stub than the half pay stub, which is half pay stub is bigger, but you voted 5, and the 1/3 is
Yeah. But
smaller.
I thought she already answered that she said that she could vote however she wanted to, and that's just how she wants to vote. That's what you said, right, Ajay, or is there something else?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, so she already answered that question,
Okay.
Joyce. So my question is, does she support 1/3 pay stops for other pay stop deadlines? Right? Like that's line 77. The idea is that we would open up,
Yes,
instead
Jay.
of only 1/4 pay stops, like we would open up to 1/3 pay stops, 20% pay stops, any pay stop we wanted to, right? So yes, what?
Yes, I support the wanted pistol.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's what I want to know. So let's move on with the vote. The proposal would be to require the team to vote on all deadlines by frequency to address overwhelming deadlines. I think the way to make this clear is an overwhelming number of deadlines, and keep the team in control. This would take
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
This would take place a minimum of every month to review a minimum of 1 frequency of deadlines, otherwise a 1/4 pay stop. Details: it is essential for our functionality as a team to not lose control of our deadlines. The team is always in control of deadlines, not the deadlines. Any worker can at any time ask to review any deadline. Review any deadline or frequency of deadlines. Questions about the proposal?
No questions for me.
No questions? Any concerns about the proposal?
None for me.
No concerns? Does that bring us to objections? Any objections about the proposal?
None for me.
So it looks like we have consensus. Again, I would call this a level 1 deadline in terms of our functionality plan, because this is very minimal, once a month, quarter pay stop, very minimal, but it's good. Okay.
I'm logging the decision.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So the next proposal, I think we just go ahead and vote on, is to calculate the exact percentage pay stop amount based on hours, etc. Instead of only doing no pay stops, quarter pay stops, half pay stops, 3/4 pay stops, and full pay stops, we could do actual percentage calculations like 5.32%. This would also allow us to set any percentage pay stop we want to, and it also would allow us to set 1/3 pay stops, 1/3 pay stops, and any percentage pay stop we wanted to. This would allow for a more exact calculations of all of our pay stops and make automated system even easier, because it would actually automate the calculations so that we don't have to manually estimate, and give more flexibility and creativity to our pay stops. And the example is that if you had a 6-hour pay stop in a day, that would be 0.25. For a half pay stop would be 0.5, so that the total pay stop for that particular day would be 12.5%. Are there any questions on this proposal?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
No questions for me.
Are there any concerns? No concerns. Are there any objections?
No questions.
Okay, so it looks like we have consensus on this. So there's one last proposal to kind of address this, and we can skip this topic entirely in the future. And it's just a vocabulary question. vocabulary regarding pay stop calculations. So let me put this up here. All right. So
I'm logging the
basically,
decisions.
thank you. So basically for the vocabulary, the current vocabulary we use for talking is basically you have no pay stop, you have quarter pay stop, you've got 1/3 pay stop, you've got 1/2 pay stop, you've got 3/4 pay stop, and we have a full pay stop. Okay. So, and we can obviously add in anything and everything in between. So this would be 1/3. All right. So then in terms of the calculations, what I'm currently using, so this would be current. So the calculations I'm currently using would be a no pay stop would be 1, which would be 100% of pay, right? And then a quarter's pay stop would be
No pay stop is 0.
75%.
Wait. No pay stop is 0. Right.
But 0 times your number of hours equals 0 pay. So 1 times the number of hours when your calculations is equal to your full pay.
Okay.
So
How much you're getting from your pay? 100% your pay.
This is where the vocabulary problem comes in, right?
Yeah, how much you're
This would be 2/3. The half is the same either way. It doesn't matter. And this would be 1/4. And then this would be 0, right? So this is the current calculations. So another option would be the percentage calculations. Could be 100%, 75%, 66%, 50%, 25%, 0%, right? So for me, the question is, what do we want our vocabulary to be? So basically, you could have other options for our calculation. You could switch it, and then the calculations could be automatically other way around, where it's 1/4.
Time to stretch. Please stop,
1/3,
stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
3/4, and 1. Right? And then another option could be, this would be 0%, 33%. No, this would be 1/4.
1/4, half is 50%.
1/4. So this would be 25%, 33%, 100%, right? So for me, the ideal option would be that everything is the same. The way we talk about it everywhere would be the same, so it all matches. And I'm wondering what the best way to do it is. Should we do percentages like this? Is the direction that Alberto was saying that we should go? Like, it would be usually, if there's options, this would be like option 1.
It's confusing, Jay.
Option 3, option 4, option 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I for the calculations and for the transparency and everything, I need to know how to do the calculations and how to display it on the payroll spreadsheet so everybody is clear. So currently the way that we do it is like this, right? This is the current model. Option 1 and option 2 is the current model. But maybe we want to, I think option 4 is also current. This is also current. So option 1 and option 4 are the same. Okay?
They're not.
I go for option 5.
They're not. So maybe we could just do option 5. I think option 5 could be good. I could work with option 5, where it would just all be percentages. So line 2.
This is the percentages that it's the percentage of deduction, right? Yes.
Well,
no pay stop, 0% deduction.
Yeah, so option 5 is the pay stop of the reduction, whereas option 3 is the actual calculations percentage, which is the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's confusing option 2.
Yeah, so for example, for option 5, I would need to do a specific calculation where it would be +1 in the reverse of this. So basically, you would just do 1 minus whatever this is for the calculation. So if you do option 5, the calculation would actually be equal to 1 minus F99 in this case, right? So that would be the actual calculation.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
0 is 1 minus 0, you get 100%.
But then it would display 0%, 25%, 33%, but it would
because
be the opposite.
but it would display when on a line where next to it is written.
Time to pause.
Stop reduction.
Please stop.
0%.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
The line says we can update the line that says pace stops, or we can say pace stops reductions. So then there's the percentages, and
Pace
it's
stop
very
reduction.
clear.
Pace stop reductions. Okay, sounds good. Reductions. Cool. All right. So I think we're clear here. Should we do a proposal? Just proposal for the payroll spreadsheet pay stop reductions would be that it would be option 5, and we would present this amount with the calculations being 1 minus this amount, and this is the details. So I think that's it on the proposal. If there's no objections, then we can move forward. Any questions on this proposal? Does everyone understand the vocabulary? And then also, if this is the direction we're going, then we're going to be talking a lot more about percentages for our pay stops if this is the vocabulary we want to use. So that everything matches, right? So no questions?
No question.
I think you can also use this talking, like we could say this as well. Like when we're talking, we could say quarter pay stop, but I like the 25% pay stop, 33% pay stop. I think it's easier to understand. But we should allow people to say, when
I would put an example. I would put it as a detail. I would do the example when talking.
Cool. All right. So this looks good. Any questions? Any concerns?
No concerns. No objections.
All right, cool. So this is really helpful for me because I wanted to get clarity on this. Obviously, we can do the most obvious thing for me on this is that we can do 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. I mean, these are really, really good pay stop percentages that we might use in the future.
Yeah.
They're very helpful, with more of a balanced approach on our pay stops.
Can I log the decision? Will you finish to update?
Yeah, the decision's done.
Yeah.
Done. It's cool. So I think we're ready to go back.
Yes.
So no one's voted on line 30 and 31 as far as options go, but it looks like our next priority is
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
Position review. I voted. Yeah.
So we have private communications and then the aggressive behavior policy. Those look like the next two.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
Good topics.
This is aggressive behavior policy for real time.
Yes.
So just do 12, 24 minutes on each of these. For private communications, we're trying to address situation Alberto and David, and for the aggressive behavior policy, we want to actually vote on the draft policy for real time.
I mean, desire outcome on private communication, address the situation with Alberto and David, but also, I mean, make clarity overall. How to address private communications in general, right?
Yeah, we'll cover that in our policies.
Yeah, no, I mean, as desired outcome.
Yeah.
You can use the situation as an example, but I would like to have a desired outcome, the clarity overall. Because I'm having private communications a lot with Melissa now, right? So I have clarity on that as well.
Yes, but we already know about your private communications with Melissa and that those are just a conflict of interest, so it's already documented.
Yes, exactly. This was a milestone. I need
Not.
to clarity. So you just need to put the pop and then it's clear. But, I mean, let's go into the topic. I have some questions.
Yeah, so is there any objections to topic 3 and topic 4?
What is topic?
No objection.
Real time.
No
Okay, does anyone need to check out or anything, or are we good? Everyone's continue?
Yes, I would like to check out.
All right, attack. Pick up.
I'll give the session 5.5. It was a pretty good session. I'm happy we were able to update the payrolls, the payrolls responsibility organizing based on the new spreadsheet, and we're able to talk about these deadlines. We focused on the payrolls, on the VAs, and the
Time
budget.
to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
On the taxes, check, and other top priorities, check.
Great, and I mean, I'm still concerned about who is responsible for payroll, who's prioritizing it, when the schedule is going to happen. I mean, it's just still not there, but anyways, we're moving forward with our deadline. So
Also,
thank you, Ate. And
sorry, can I say something? Ate, sorry, I forgot to tell you. We're having some questions on your tracking of client work. So I'm sure that we talk about it. There's some,
yeah, just send a message
Tracking of
on
client work.
I will. Yes, there's a couple of things that maybe you should have tracked somewhere else. So, but I'm gonna talk to you on Discord. Let's just make sure that you're also aware of this, so it happens because I forgot about it. I'm telling you now. So, nothing. I mean, you just there's some hours that probably you tracked in the wrong thing. You should probably track it somewhere else.
By the way, just leave it on Discord. But I
Yes,
don't
I
think
will.
I tracked any client work that I didn't work. All the VA sessions I tracked.
No, no, I'm
All
not
the
saying that.
FB, the F,
I'm not.
all the FBS I tracked.
Yes,
So I think the only client work I did was the
I'm not
SBN,
saying.
which is taxes. I'm not making a mistake.
No,
the only
VA.
ones that I noticed are these ones for executive support. That you have 4 hours under
Yeah, the executive is a VA. So when
specific responsibility to do, which obviously the work didn't
okay,
get done for executive support.
the work for executive support for the VA session didn't happen.
no. For example, let's
No,
say in the
VA
VA
sessions
session.
is not executive support. There's no relationship between VA sessions and executive support. Executive support would be a topic within a VA session.
Yeah.
If
So,
There is okay. The issue is on my tracking sheet. There is nowhere for VA. So where do I track the
but can I
VA?
say something? So, for example, in a VA session, if the topic is silent work and you work on budget, you track budget. You don't track client work. But
No,
if the
the
topic
VA.
is yes, sorry, so the topic is, for example, uh,
assets,
assets, and you are supporting the executive, then you track assets.
I thought
So
VA was
Time to
client
take a
work.
break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
a VA work buddy team session is a vocabulary term for a buddy team session where the worker is supporting the executive. In other words, if you are in a session with me, you're supporting me to do my work as opposed to me supporting you during your work. When I sit down in a session with you and I support you to work on your work, there's nowhere I track my hours that say like, oh, I'm doing worker, support. It's not that. I track my hours based on what we're working on. not that, oh, I'm doing a normal buddy team session. It's not. It's like
Executive support has very specific responsibility. I think that's what you're saying. So you
Okay,
need to
let
go
me
back
just
and
get
see what you
everything
were
here.
actually working on. Yeah.
But I am
Let me just.
adding I am going to add in next month more sections for tracking buddy team, general communications, and we can also add VA as well, but that's going to be general, VA general buddy team sessions. So this is all going to be in the blue, right? So if you're basically tracking random buddy team time or double team time that we were just talking, it's basically equivalent to a main session. It's just in a buddy team or a double team. If you're not working on something, you're not tracking work. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay. So during our VA session, I was working on FBNS. So
That's taxes.
that's taxes, right?
So that'll be taxes and specifically fictitious
Okay. So I
claims.
should remove the hours from the executive and go and put on taxes. Is what you're saying?
Exactly. Yes, that is exactly correct. And right now, what I see here is you put your time on BJC trust taxes. I don't remember us working on BJC trust taxes this week because we completed those last week. So you have 2.5 hours on BJC trust taxes. So if you're working on fictitious business names, that would be more like CCC or Community Life
I'll go
Network.
and check on the link on the notes that link under my tracking sheet. I'll go and check there. That's just all.
Cool. Yeah, and I mean, we're
I'll go
not
and
worried
check.
about
I
it.
linked everything there. I linked everything there. People can count the hours. I'll go and check it.
Yeah, we're not too worried about it. We just want to make sure as we go into this new system that we are all learning early how to track our ROs properly if there's any major issues, so that later on we're not dealing with this. Coolio, thanks, Ate.
Okay.
Yeah, just do your best. In the end, it's not a big deal, but we just want to do our best to get people trained up early on, as opposed to trying to fix things months and months down the road. All right. So, okay, so we are time for a break, and when we get back, we're going to get focused on topic 3, right? Wait, do we have consensus? Do we have agreement on topic 3 and 4? Or are there any objections?
No objection.
No objection from me.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
We're taking a break, and as long as no objections, we're going to go into topic 3. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Alex tracked. I was checking the pulse tracking for the recent pulse tracking. Yeah. Alex is tracking. I was checking the channel for the worker organizing pulse tracking. If there's some pulse tracking I missed. But I see Alex is tracking 0.25 hours for not doing what I was signed for. I don't know. This is not. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
obviously.
not forcing anyone to do anything here. So I think this is correct, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not correct policy tracking. For RO, what does RO stand for? Responsibly organized. I'm not doing what I was assigned for responsibility organizing. Not particularly clear on that one. Yeah, we could ask him a question about that one for sure.
Yeah, I wrote a communication on policy keeping, see if he answers. Okay, thank you, Julie.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Okay, I'm here. You have the tab. Yeah. So I want to say something here about this private communication with David. I made public everything that was not pinned, in my opinion, right? Because I did the private communication.
Wait. Say that again.
Okay. I made public everything that's not pinned, let's say, in my opinion.
Yeah, I made
because
public everything that you deemed to be private. Make public everything you
that shouldn't have been private, yes. But there is a question that I make to him that is very private. So that's why I wrote him in private, because I knew I had to make this question. Then I probably should have taken the conversation. Once he answered the question, I should have definitely.
I know, but the point is that right there is against policy. Period. There's nothing in our policies that says, "Oh, everything is public, transparent communications, except when you need to say something that's private." That's not the policy.
Yes,
the policy is that everything is public, transparent communications. Period. There is no except when I deem something that's supposed to be private, because you.
Yeah, but it's not up to me to decide if something personal to another person. It's something.
What is our policy in relationship to Alpha when we want to do private communications?
That we should get clarity before. Yes.
And did that happen?
We should do it.
And did that happen? Yes or no?
What? No, but let's say what exactly. What is it? Jay, what's the
My understanding is that there was.
We have to do an agreement, a confidentiality agreement.
Initiating a private communication with David.
Yes, correct. That is definitely correct. Yes. I knew that I shouldn't have initiated it without doing the.
But I want to make sure it's very clear that what you're talking about is not private communications. What you're talking about is secret communications. Because secret communications mean that nobody can review it. Private communications means that it's under PINDA, which means that everybody within PINDA can see it because it's private. That's private communications. Secret communications is secret between you and another individual, that no one else can see. It's a secret communication. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sorry, Jay, I'm stuck if I don't have the term. What's the term?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
What's the term? For what?
The term of the agreement that we do if we want to go into private or secret communication. Okay?
We just have to get agreement on our private communications. I don't know.
No, you always say it. Or in any contract there's confidentiality, something. There's more.
Anyways, the point is that in FQN we don't do private communications. Period. And obviously we don't do secret communications at all.
No, but there should be a way to do it.
Why?
Because the communication with Melissa are definitely secret and private and intimate. It's my.
I know, but that's not part of FQN. That is a.
But maybe we talk about FQN, so that's what.
You should not be talking about FQN in your personal private communications with Mel.
Okay.
Right? Anytime you do that, it would be against policy. You should be doing policy tracking. If you're doing personal private communication with Mel, you need to separate your personal private relationships from discussing in your communication on FQN. It's like right now we're not talking about FQN, so we don't talk about it. If we want to start talking about FQN, we should be recording. That is policy. Period.
I mean, we're not recording now? Yes, we're recording.
No, I'm talking about your private communications with Mel, your private secret communications with Mel. if you
This-
choose to both start talking about FQN, it should technically, under our policies, be recorded. Otherwise, it's still policy tracking.
Okay, great.
You
Thank you.
understand?
Yeah, I mean, just clarity. And so, for example, and you put this in the pop, correct? Because the potential.
The POP would list what we would call conflicts of interest. So
Yes.
under our policies, anybody can have a conflict of interest, and it should be disclosed to the organization, especially in the decision-making structures, to have clarity that there is a potential conflict of interest in relationship to decisions that are made between certain people, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so you are adding David to your list, and David's adding him
No,
to
this
his
is my
list,
list here.
but you're adding David to your list.
23. This is my list.
Okay, so I talked to Mel about it. Mel needs to add her to add you to her pop, right? But then David is the only person I did not know that you want to establish a personal, private relationship with David.
No, I don't want.
You
Absolutely.
don't want. Okay,
I
so
don't,
that's
but I
the whole
had
issue.
it.
That's
So
the
I
whole
can
issue.
take David
There's
away?
a mutual agreement between you and David to do that. Do you understand?
No. Yes, I do understand.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So can I take David away then? For example?
It's fine to take David away. So the list of what's going on at this time is, for me, there's 3 separate things, right? There is the issue with private communications with David and Alberta, right? There is
But
list.
it's done. It's finished.
No, it's not done nor finished. We are going to talk about that more. It is neither done nor
What happened? No, I just want to say that I'm not doing anymore. It just
It
happened.
doesn't matter that you're not doing anymore. It happened, and the issue
Yeah,
is not addressed.
That's
It
what
has
I'm
not
saying.
been addressed
Yeah.
yet. This is the first
No.
time we're actually starting to address it.
I know.
Okay.
Just want to make sure to everybody publicly that communication happened in that single event. We did not have any further.
But again, in
communication.
relationship to future situations in this context, it doesn't matter what someone says. All that matters is what is agreed upon. Do you understand?
Absolutely, yes.
So anyone can say all they want to, oh, I'm never going to talk to this person ever again, and then tomorrow they go talk to them. It doesn't matter what someone says.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's all about circumstance and everybody being in a certain place at a certain time. It could easily happen again. But the point is that what you say doesn't matter. Only your actions and the agreements are what matters. So if in another
I can prove it. I just think that up to now, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I agree with you. Maybe tomorrow circumstances are different and it happens again.
Exactly.
It's making sure to everybody that there was that private communication and that's it. Up to now.
But that's again, it's irrelevant about what may or may not happen in the future. All that matters is what happened in the past and where we are in the present. That's all that matters.
The past. And I'm talking about the past. I'm saying, I'm going to say it very slowly. I am saying to make sure to everybody that I had a private communication with David on that event. I know I broke policy, but I did not have up to this present moment in the past, any more private communication with David. Is it clear or no? I'm not talking about it.
Clear, but either way, it's irrelevant.
Is it clear, yes or no? Is it clear?
I understand
yes.
what you
okay,
said.
Thank you. Oh, I'm just asking that.
You said that this happened in the past. You're not continuing to communicate with David privately, and you're not intending to communicate with him privately in the future. That's what
I'm not intending, but I don't know what the future is going to happen. It doesn't exist.
Of course.
Say what I can verify. That's what I want to say.
Of course. But either way, that
time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Yeah, so there's nowhere in our process that if, like, again, we're talking about this in general. If anybody engages in private communications or secret communications, we're not going to ask them that list of questions like, are you continuing to communicate? Are you going to communicate in the future? Or, we're not. None of those questions are.
Nobody asked it. It's important to me to say it because I have problems in breaking policies. Okay, I have problems. break a policy, I want to know it, and I want to track it. It's very important to me.
Okay.
Very.
But the point is that
I
we're
just wanted to
still
say
not.
because I want to make everybody know that I
The
didn't.
point is that we're still not following policy, and that's what we're trying to fix. Okay.
I just wanted to say something simple, but I know my words are sometimes difficult to be understood. Please keep going. Yes.
Again, your words are not applicable in the situation, Alberto. Do you understand?
I don't know. I wanted to say this. Can I say this to make
You
sure
already
to
said it
everybody?
3 or 4 times.
No,
Do
it's
it
supposed.
again, or you have something else to say?
No, I don't know. I wanna.
Okay, I'm just trying to move forward, and you keep stopping me and going back to like saying this thing that's not really applicable to the process.
Okay, let's keep going. Yes.
Okay, so the list of what is going on, there's 3 separate things here that we're talking about, which makes it kind of confusing. There's the issues with the private communication with David and Alberto. There's listing and putting conflict of interest on everybody's tops involved, right? On everyone's tops. And then there's the continued pattern of the private relationships. It's this ongoing pattern that's the primary issue in
There is
relationship
one more.
situation.
There is one issue.
What else?
Yeah, the issue is this. Like, let's say that we need to now we're fixing things, right? So we fix the stuff that it's clear to everybody that any private communication that has a private needs to be stated on the POP for public accountability, right? Okay, perfect. This we're gonna
Now,
fix
that's
it.
a private relationship for a conflict of interest,
Okay.
not private communication. Private communications are against policy and should not be happening ever, period, right?
Private communications about FQN, about FQV.
What about FQV? No communication
I
about
thought
FQV or FQN should ever happen in private, period. Even if you have a private relationship, you're communicating and not recording it about FQV or FQN, it's
Okay.
still against policy,
I
regardless.
want to know this. We ask a worker, are you having private communication with this person? Because it's not stated on your POP. The worker says, no, I don't. Then we find out after 2 months
Again,
that
private
there's been
communication
ongoing private communication with this
is not
person for
it's not about someone's pop. Private communications are against policy, period, regardless of whether it's on your pop or not. Do you understand?
that's not my question.
Okay.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
I'm asking. What is what happens? I mean, is it contentious or is it not contentious, right? This is what I want to understand. If we ask in a session, very public, very clear, somebody, you're having private communication that are against policy, we understand it. Okay? Against policy. With a potential conflict of interest, they answer no. And then we find out that there has been 2 months of ongoing private communication. Of course, that needs to do immediately policy tracking for those 2 months. But the fact that they have clearly lied to our face, because it means that they knew that they were conflict of interest. Because if you're lying, it means that you want to talk about FQV in private. That's what my logic, right? You're saying, no, I don't. Then we find out that it did happen, and it's going to happen for 2 months. Is this a contentious? Is this something or no? It's just policy tracking for the private communication. That's my question.
I mean, again, it's just every situation needs to be addressed individually in relationship to the situation.
Okay, I agree. Okay.
Right? Because the question is, who is he communicating with? What are they communicating about? Like, is there manipulation going on in the decision making or the organization? If there's no manipulation, there's nothing happening. I don't know how we find out about it anyways, but either way, it's just like there's levels of concern in relationship to a issue or a problem. Yeah. In this particular,
I want to make a very clear example here. Okay.
I know, but I want to step back. First of all, I don't know what topic you're on or what subtopic. I don't know what you're talking about. And instead of addressing,
we're having 3 issues.
you are bombarding us. Like, you are the problem, Alberto. And instead of us addressing your issue, you're bombarding us with hypotheticals and questions and all this stuff as if you're the one, like, trying to interrogate
I'm
us.
not bombarding that. I'm not bombarding that. You said we have 3 issues. Is there more issues? I'm answering the question. So
What is the other issue? Just take, it literally should take less than 5 seconds to list what the other issue going on is. You should not take 5 minutes to explain a massive hypothetical situation to say a
Yeah,
5
because
second.
you don't let me finish, and that's difficult. If I don't can finish to make a question, then it's difficult. Of course.
But it's not a question. I want the topic. What is the subtopic? This is the list of subtopics of
You
what's
are
going on.
making yes. What is going on? Okay, no.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Yeah, sorry. I was talking about.
So I have three subtopics that we're dealing with, and we can't talk about all these simultaneously, or it's just chaos. And I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I was talking about what maybe for commercial reasons. Because yeah, okay. But no, never mind. Sorry. What's going on?
So are there any other subtopics that we need to address?
I don't. Yes, I have something going on. So, for example, Eileen is writing me in WhatsApp. I'm not reading because it's not.
We
She
have
should be
a
writing.
FUN WhatsApp group. Like Eileen should join the FUN WhatsApp group. So send her the link, and then she should just join that, and that's where the communication should happen for WhatsApp.
No, but I'm asking a question. She's breaking policy because she's writing me in private. She's breaking policy. But I'm not reading the messages. I'm not there going there and read the messages.
But you should be communicating on Discord about it.
I should be communicating on Discord. I should immediately communicate on Discord about it. Right?
Yes, and Eileen should do policy tracking, probably minor, like, oh, it's a mistake, fault, and then tell her about the send her the link to the WhatsApp group, which is, I believe the link is actually pinned in the core team channel. So you can tell her that it's pinned in the core team channel, and she does the policy tracking. She gets on the WhatsApp group, and it should never happen again.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, and I would call that processes of dealing with, one-time small, communication structures and links.
I
right?
mean, it's good to have a clear communication that you make. If somebody's writing in private, you immediately have something that it's official by the organization that you answer. Right? That's where on Discord, what, and you say you send the link to the WhatsApp group and thank you.
Yes. Okay. All right. So any other things in terms of dealing with one-time small communication structures, where people are supposed to communicate, how people are supposed to communicate, what you do if you receive a single message, like all that stuff is just minor procedural things, not a big deal.
Yeah, but to me is now it's not because you're making clarity. Absolutely, yes.
So are there any other questions from anybody regarding just dealing with communications of where, how people are supposed to be communicating, what you do if you get...
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
One of the problems in our systems that does happen regularly is when you do outreach on LinkedIn, sometimes on Facebook, sometimes on, outsourcely, you get these private message streams where people, because of your advertisement, start communicating with you privately. So in that context, you just have to send them the link over and over again with every single person. This is the group that you go to communicate within LinkedIn, within WhatsApp, within Discord, whatever it is, to go into the public communications. You just do your best to not engage, and you just send them the link. Okay? So that does happen. That's probably one of the worst places that we have problems with the private communications. All right. So I think we're good at that with the subtopic on the general context. Can you all hear me there still?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
All right. I would personally like to get to subtopic 1, which is the issues between David and Alberto. But if we want to do one of these other topics first, I'm fine. But let's just try to do one at a time.
I mean, you know best, Jay. Take the lead. I mean,
Well, I want to just address the primary issue here. So
Go,
let's
yeah.
just go into the primary topic.
Okay.
So just to make sure we have clarity on the policy is all communications are public and transparent. There is no exceptions, period. And in
Yes.
fact, I guess there technically is an exception, but the exception is all legal and it relates to PINDA. PINDA is personal identifiable information and non-disclosure agreements, which primarily relate to programs, right?
Yeah. And Jay, may you be so kind to explain why it's so important? There's no exceptions.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
So our goal and our intention
Write down. I take notes.
for FQV and our prime lineage and getting functional, launching the coalition to end societal abuse and building a new society based on Hanua to in love, in harmony with Aloha, to build the first type 1 civilization in relationship to our solar system, right? That's our lineage. That's where we're going. That's what we want to do. If we are in any conceivable way, even remotely successful in anything that we're doing, 1, it'll affect billions of people's lives. 2, it'll affect...
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
It'll affect billions of people's lives. It'll affect trillions of animals' lives. It'll affect, the entire ecosystem and climate of the planet and potentially the solar system and other places in the solar system. So, if not beyond. So the point that I'm trying to make is that we are not here talking about, oh, should our stuffed animal that we're selling to make money going to be purple or pink, and it's only going to affect a few people who buy the stuffed animal. That's not what we're here talking about, right? That is a reasonable private communication or conversation about the color of your stuffed animal and your business. We are talking about decisions and processes and models that will affect billions of people and potentially all future generations to come. This is not a place where we engage in private communications. There is nothing that affects billions of people, trillions of animals, and all future generations that needs to be private, period. Unless you are attempting to engage in corruption, to gain power and control over billions of people and trillions of animals, and to be greedy and try to basically take and steal from others, which is our current model, right? So the other way to say that is simply, we're not in the business of private communications. We are in the business of transforming the world to be in harmony and balance with cultures, communities, worldviews, society, and ourselves, and the environment, and animals and plants, and the universe itself. That's our goal, which is there's just no space or need for private communications in that goal. Another way to think about it, as we build parallel governance structures and actually see new models of governance and decision making that we're building, if you think about it, we elect representatives to represent our needs. And the very first thing that these representatives do is go behind closed private doors and secret doors and make secret agreements with primarily rich people on how the people will be governed. There is no need for private communications of our elected representatives to make closed door private secret agreements with rich people and their donors or whoever in order to govern the people. Can you imagine a country that is governed in transparent collaboration and how much corruption there would be in that country if that happened, right? So lastly, the number one way to manipulate decision making is literally by definition.
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
I should just finish this. Can I just finish this?
Yeah, finish, please. Yeah, finish.
Okay. So the number one way, and I mentioned this last week too, the number one way to easily and quickly manipulate decision-making processes and build corrupt societies is personal relationships and friendships. There is literally
No other better way to do it. You go to high-level decision-making power structures, and the first thing you do, instead of sit there and discuss publicly and transparent the actual issues, you say, oh, go have lunch together. Oh, let's build a personal relationship. Oh, I'll scratch your back. Oh, yeah, I'll scratch my back. Oh, we're having so much fun together. This is great. And then you go back to the decision making, and then you make a proposal, and the proposal is no longer about the actual needs of the people. The proposal now becomes about how hard did you scratch my back? How much of a friend are you? Will you vote on my proposal because you like me as a friend, not that the proposal actually matters? And that's the primary model of how decision making is done in governance. It's all about personal private relationships, and the more personal private relationships you get, the more one-on-one meetings that you can have in government structures with all of your colleagues per se, the more power you can gain. And they even have a term for it. There's like political capital, right?
Political capital, wow.
That you're building, right? That basically all this behind the scenes backdoor, scratching your back, scratching their back, doing all these private agreements and secret relationships.
Crazy, yes.
And it builds your capital, so then you can force people to do and bid under your will. It's there's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfectly normal thing. And 99% of all corruption in the entire planet is completely 100% unintentional. Nobody goes to work to say, oh, I'm going to be as corrupt as possible today, and I'm going to go and make decisions that are going to totally screw everybody over and only support me and my friends. That is not what people are trying to do. It is just a completely natural process of building friendships and having family, that when people get in a room and are making decisions, by definition, they're going to think about their loved ones, their family members, their close colleagues, and their close friends when they're making decisions. And they're just going to naturally make decisions that are going to benefit the people that they know. That is corruption. That is the definition of corruption. That is why our society is corrupt. Not because people are intentionally trying to destroy other people's lives. It is simply because when you make decisions, you by definition make decisions that are in the best interest of the people that you know and the friends that you have, because you just want to support the people that you love. It is nothing or less than that.
Yes.
So the easiest way to manipulate a decision-making process is to make friends and have outside external relationships with all the people you make decisions with, to get everyone to scratch your back and have all of them scratch your back. And it's basically a popularity relationship contest. That's the number one best way to manipulate a decision-making process. And it's perfectly legal, and it's completely normal. And it's how our society works. And the idea that our society is corrupt because people intentionally are trying to destroy other people's lives is just not the case. That is not the case. So when we are talking about building infrastructure that is trying to reduce corruption, we have to address real corruption. Real corruption is not intentional. Real corruption is simply loving your children and loving your family and loving your close friends, and saying, oh, in this decision, I could just add this one little line, and my millionaire friends get another $5 million. It's so minor, because we're dealing with $1 trillion. So why does it matter if I just add an extra $5 million to all of my friends? Because they totally helped me get elected. Right? And you're not even thinking about it in terms of corruption. You're just thinking about it, oh, this is just an obvious decision because now everybody who loved me before are going to love me even more. Right? So again, corruption is not intentional. Corruption is just a simple byproduct of human love and connection in relationships. So when we talk about creating a transparent space and creating professional relationships that are based on equality, it means that there is no place at the highest levels or need for personal private relationships in order to make decisions that govern the future of billions of people, trillions of animals, and I think that scientifically any one person can have like less than 100 real relationships, right? Possibly let's say 1,000 like very minor colleague, acquaintances. Okay? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of people in most cities, in literally, millions, if not tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions in most countries, and then you have billions of people across the world. The idea that in any way personal relationships should be part of decision making over millions and billions and trillions of people is outrageous. It makes no sense unless you want to corrupt society. Because scientifically, personal relationships
End of break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
for about 100 to 1,000 people, which is literally the definition of corruption right there. So anyways, I know I kind of went off there, but it's just very important to understand that what we are doing here and the reason we have these core values of public, transparent communication and why it's so important that I go out of my way, not like I purposely go out of my way, even with Mel, to not do private relationships communications because this is our core value. And so anyone we're hiring as a worker to go against our core value is really serious. We take it very seriously. And that's why it's so concerning when I see this continued pattern of abuse of our core value over and over again, as if it's nothing, as if it doesn't matter.
That's why I asked.
And for me, it's a major issue, and it bothers me because you are supposed to be a leader in the organization. Everyone's looking up to you and everything, and you're showing and teaching everybody to ignore the foundational values of our.
But I want to, I want to make very clear here. That's why I asked you to explain well, very clear. That I am in total alignment with Jay.
But you're not. I don't even want to hear it because you're not.
I want to have clarity. No, but I don't have the
clarity. But don't just say that you're in alignment. Show us through your actions. When your actions are in alignment, then you're in alignment. We don't care what you say. Your actions are not in alignment.
You're right. You're right. Yes. But let's take the break. But I want to say, Jay, you said if we are doing this and that, I would say since we're doing this. That's for the rest of it.
Since what?
Yeah, you said if we want to do new infrastructure that are going to impact billions of people, that did the real flow. I would say since we are doing
we are building infrastructures that our intention is to affect millions, billions of people's lives and trillions of animals in future generations. There's just no place for private communications. There's just nothing that we are trying
to do. But you have private communication with your spouse, right? So
absolutely, but we have a conflict of interest. So there is nothing against our policy to have private personal relationships. On my POP, my private personal relationships obviously are James, which is my husband, right? Then you have Heather, you've got Mel, right?
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Unless you record, yes.
So I mean, I'd say, but either way, the point that I'm trying to make, this is why the issue with David is so much more serious, is because
of course it is.
Like with Heather, Heather is on the board of directors, right? She is on the board of directors. Actually, Mel and Heather are on the board of directors. So in my relationships with Heather and Mel, if I'm talking about board decisions privately, I mean, obviously it's not a good thing. But going to board members and trying to establish new private relationships with board members, for me, is slightly more serious than going to just normal work colleagues.
You say that because this was not my intention. First of all.
No, it's not about intention. It's just about what I saw. Right?
No, but you're saying that my intention was to establish private relations. That was not my intention. You say that because it was not.
Sure,
I did what I did, and then needs to say what I did. I did the private communication with the director that was totally wrong. My intention was not to create a private relationship. No,
but that's what it is. Like that's, you can say all you want. Oh, I'm going to take action A, and it means action F, but really it's action A.
How can you verify that I had this intention, please? No, where? How?
But it's not about intention. It's just about the fact that
just
when
said
you
intention.
engage in a private, personal, secret communication, that is establishing and moving forward with a private, secret relationship. That's what.
This was not my intention. Intention, I was talking about business
But
first.
again, it doesn't matter what the intentions are.
And you were
All that
talking about
matters is
intentions.
the results, right? The results is all that matters, because you can break policy unintentionally. It doesn't matter that you did it intentionally or unintentionally. It's still the same policy.
Matters if you say that I had the intention to build private relationship. I did not have the intention. I had the intention to make one communication that I did. As soon as the communication was over, I made it public.
But you didn't make all the entire communication public. You say over and over again that it's private.
One sentence, because I'm not going to do it. It's David who's going to say. I'm going to ask David if he can make me public. I will make the whole communication public.
Okay, so that's what we need to go into next. Is we need to go into the issue in relationship to actually addressing the policy for the process, right? So we have the process for addressing private communications, and that's what hasn't happened yet, and that's what needs to happen. So do you want to take a break still? Or yeah, top of the hour, let's take a break, right? Because we missed the last one.
Yeah, let's keep going.
And then let's get into the actual process for what's missing right now, right? The process is what's missing.
Want to take the break now? Or
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax. Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right, I'm back. Anyone back?
Yeah, I'm back.
So
Yes.
Great. Last week we addressed this and we assigned Ate and Mamoon to take on this responsibility, but they did not do anything, right, Mamoon?
Yeah, but
Okay.
we
So
have
the responsibility is private communications, research, and documentation. So when there's private communications, we covered why it's unacceptable for the individuals engaged in the private communications to do their own verification and their own policy tracking. That's not how it's done. Okay, do we need to cover that again, or everyone understands? Okay, so in the case of the private communications, you inform all people involved, right? Inform the people, everybody, that they're breaking policy and they need to address the process and the deadlines to private communications. They do not do policy tracking at that time. You make the private communications public with screenshots and copy and paste the private communications in the public communication space. And then everything needs to get verified and accounted for. This does not happen by the individuals who were
Assigned to
doing
do
the communication. All right, it needs to be done by third parties. Does that make sense?
of course.
So none of this has happened yet. This has not been documented. It hasn't been verified. It hasn't been reviewed. There hasn't even been communication with David. Like nothing has happened yet. Then after we have clarity on the communication, then we understand the severity of the situation, and that verified and understood by the leadership or whoever. Like if it's severe, it should be escalated. If it's just totally irrelevant, it doesn't matter, then it's basically you do the policy tracking, minimal policy tracking. Otherwise, the more severe it is, the policy tracking goes up. Then you document any conflict of interests in PINDA and refusal for public transparency, external relationships, and all that. There's what get documented. Then you have the statements, the team organization about the situation, and do the policy tracking. So that's basically, we would call this the steps, right?
Yes, but I have something that's missing here. Or maybe it's there, but I don't understand. For example, for example, my communication with men. Okay.
What did you say?
Time to
My
stretch.
communication with men.
Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
But your communication with Mel is completely way beyond anything that we're talking about right now.
What?
Because you've established a personal private relationship that's on your pop. Like you and Mel already did policy tracking a long time ago regarding your private communications, and then instead of addressing them and making them public, you announced to the world that you are in a private relationship and it's now on your pop, and then that's it. That's that. Like you still can't engage with private communications about FQN, but you can have your private relationship.
Oh,
right?
okay. Thank you. Perfect.
Just
The only thing is that
the policy
if
anybody can have a private relationship with anyone that they want to. There's nothing against policy about doing that, but it's a documented conflict of interest. And when it comes out down to policy, those votes can be discounted. Right?
Okay.
Anyone who has a conflict of interest with anyone else, their vote can be discounted. So, for example, if me and James and Mel and Heather are all voting on something, our vote could be counting as one vote instead of 4 votes because of all of our conflict of interests, depending on what we're voting on. And if there's a conflict of interest, whatever comes up, all of our votes could be automatically discounted based on our policies.
Okay, so let's
You
basically
and Mel are voting on something, and we think that you're voting in a way that's potentially manipulatory, and based on your conflict of interest and your private personal relationship, we can discount your votes and say, like, okay, your personal relationships mean that you only get 1 vote instead of 2.
of course, yes, thank you. Perfect. Yeah.
Right,
So
but
for
that is
example-
currently not the case with David. So if this process led to step 4, step 5, led to you and David both wanting to mutually document a private relationship, then you would do your documentations of your conflict of interest, and then you can continue a private relationship, but it would now be documented as a conflict of interest, and you would have done your policy tracking.
So since Mamoon and who has actually to the work, just assign something who doesn't work. So this is solved. This needs to happen, right?
Yes, all of these
Sorry,
steps need
sorry.
to happen still, and there needs to be communication with David.
Yeah.
And this needs to not be coming from Alberto. I mean, Alberto can be involved in the process, obviously, and so is David. But somebody else needs to step up and engage in this responsibility to be the third party to verify and
Why,
support. And then I want to be involved in backup.
why don't we do it together, Jay? So
No,
I
I
mean,
don't want. I do not want.
Time to pause.
no, I will do the
Please
work,
stop.
but then you
Close
are
your
the third
eyes.
party.
Count 1,
No?
2, 3,
It's the
4,
first time, so
5.
it would be good.
Open your eyes.
It's the
I
first
want to
time.
use this as a learning experience for the team, and we have like 7 people on payroll. Someone needs to step up and do the work. Otherwise, why are we paying everyone to be here? There's no point.
I mean, I can help, of course,
Yes,
but
of course you
I
can
have to be
help, but you
responsible.
cannot be the person who oversees this process. It needs to be somebody else. And
Exactly.
I will personally oversee the process, but I'm not going to be the one who takes responsibility for it because
Um,
it's not my responsibility.
Yes, but for
Jay,
example, Mamoon wants to keep his responsibility.
I wanted to, I was about to
And I tell
associate
him,
it with Ate, but we didn't schedule. But if you guys want me to take the responsibility, I mean, primarily, okay, I can do that, or I can make a schedule for this one.
Or just do the work. Mamoon, if you want to do the work, just do it, right? There's like you could schedule or you just do the work. There's not a lot of work here. It's like, I don't know, 20 minutes of work that needs to be done to just like create a spreadsheet or a document, copy and paste everything on there, summarize what's going on, and then, make sure that everybody is involved in the process, understands what's happening. And obviously Alberto can take care of the rest. I can oversee it. Like, you just need to communicate with David, you need to communicate with Alberto, and you need to document all the information and the links and everything.
what can I take care of the rest?
Okay.
What take care
And
of the rest?
Alberto can help you. And you can also
Yeah.
schedule with Alberto and Ate. But the
That's what
point
I
is
was saying.
someone just needs to do this, and we need to improve the responsibility organizing too, right? So we have steps and we have a responsibility, but we don't have any responsibility organizing or training. We don't have responsibility training yet.
Okay.
So, Mamoon, schedule with me, we do it together, but I cannot be responsible for this. Do you understand? It's not going to be me who's going to be actively looking to schedule for this and oversee that this happen. Because it's a conflict of interest, not because I don't want to do it. I want this to happen, but if you take responsibility, do it. Okay? But I can help you. I'm not so schedule with me. If that doesn't have schedule or whatever, you can always schedule with me as well. I can help you do the work. If you're a trainer, right? I can be responsible. You understand?
Yeah. So overall, just in terms of Mamoon, you're going to do this, right? Yes. Mamoon, you're doing this, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. So in terms of just backing up and just considering this responsibility in the overall situation, private communications are not a big deal. They are normal. It's going to
Time
happen.
for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
So private communications is a normal thing. It's going to happen over and over and over and over again, even unintentionally, because ideally by different people, right? Because people just need to learn because we function, our values are different than most organizations, right? But because it's a core value and we have a principle to address this in a very serious and professional way, the highest level, we just follow this process and we document the communications. We ensure that everything's public. Anything that is not made public, then we address that. And we make sure everything is done professionally every time. And it's not really, it's completely neutral process. In no way are we saying that, oh, everything is like bad or good or anything. It's just like, oh, you engage in private communications. We initiate the private communications documentation process or responsibility, whatever. This is just what we do. It's a neutral process. It is very different than other policy infractions where it's like when you break policy, for most policies, do your policy tracking, and that's it. But most policies have nothing to do with a core foundational value. When you break a core foundational value, in this case, public transparency and public transparency in communications, it initiates a full responsibility in a process. It's a neutral process, but this process needs to be done every time in a neutral way for everybody, everyone. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter that it was Alberto and David. It doesn't matter if it's Alberto and Mel. It doesn't matter if it's me and some other person. It's the same responsibility. It's the same process. It's the same experience that anyone would go through once they engage in a private or secret communication. Okay?
Yes.
And this is just what has not happened. So if someone wants to go and they want to break some random policy that just has to do with whatever we decided to do, it's fine. But if someone wants to go and they want to break our core foundational values, it's much more serious and we take it more seriously. Okay?
I want to say I take it very serious. That's why I make public everything.
Okay.
So I take it seriously. I'm not that they are not taking it public.
It's not about you, Alberto. It's about the organization taking it seriously.
I know. I'm saying, I want to give you an example. I'm saying, I'm just saying, guys. I need policy tracking, and now I'm very happy, glad that we are addressing because I don't want to do that.
But you taking it seriously was informing us and then stepping back and just allowing the process to move forward. And the process has not moved forward yet.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
I was very stressed out. It's not a justification. I'm sorry, but I knew I was breaking policy. I knew that.
We know that you're breaking policy, Alberto. You're breaking the policy over and over and over again with multiple people, many times, and that goes to number 3 on the subtopics, which is this continued pattern of private relationships, which is extremely concerning to me. Because it's not like it's not like you are doing this because you think it's not against policy. You know it's against policy. You just keep doing it, and you've done it multiple times. And as far as I'm concerned, you'll probably continue to do it. There's no reason to believe that you're going to stop.
I was talking about FQN. It's in my pop. Okay, so then
but it doesn't matter whether you're talking about FQN or not. It's unacceptable and it's against our core values. Do you understand? You understand or not?
I'm not allowed to make friends with my colleagues.
Absolutely. That is exactly the point. We're not here to be friends. We're here to get work done.
We put it on the pop when there is a vote that this conflict of interest can create a problem. Our votes are discounted. You just said.
Yes, we have a way to address as an organization when there's conflict of interest and people break policy. That's perfectly fine, but it doesn't change the core foundational values and the core foundational policy. So let's think about this in terms of the root pattern. I think the pattern is very, very simple and straightforward. And you say this straight up, Alberto, is that for Alberto, FQN is your family. You literally say that. This is my family. You guys are my family, right? And so that fundamental belief is against policy. Do you understand? So
my home. Let's say, okay, you're right. It's not my family. It's my home.
Whatever it is, the point is that whether it's going to say your home or your family or whatever,
it's something.
We all acknowledge you in your relationship and your enjoyment of being here with us all and working together. It's all perfectly fine. It doesn't change the fact that it is a different cultural model than the model that we've created, which is fine. And it technically is against our policies, but it's not the end of the world or anything, right? We're not all saying that you need to, stop this. I think overall you should basically pull back a little bit, and try not to necessarily say it verbally or publicly. But the point is that this is the core pattern that I'm seeing. And it is
time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
Then we can get ready. But the point is this shape.
Yeah.
Because of what you just said, that I You simply ask, please say it again. What? So it's a big problem to me. So I'm willing to do whatever necessary, up to like with Melissa, I would never say that no, this is something that so the pop that's there and whatever. But I'm not gonna be talking about review unless it's recorded. Because with everybody else, I am the person that what we're doing here. Since what we're doing here is so important. Alberto, I wanna help as much as possible. So we need to do whatever necessary. So I want to understand clarity because I will be the first one to cut any kind of relationship that is not so important to be breaking core value policies. That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
So
Yeah. So
yeah,
so for me, the answer is not like one size fits all. This either needs to stop or not stop. The answer is like let's just step back, think about everything creatively, and
yeah,
co-create together a model that works for everybody, right? So for me, it simply exists. This exists.
yeah.
It needs to be acknowledged. It is a pattern. It is ongoing, and we need to be able to deal with it in relationship to our core values and what we are and how we're evolving and what we're moving forward to. So with that said, let's take a break. When we come back, I have a couple ideas and a couple of things I want to mention in the bigger picture of things and make it very very clear that this is not a horrible thing, right? I mean, obviously love and friendships and connections and all of that obviously not bad, right? And when we're talking about aloha and we're talking about hanua, you know how do you scale it to millions if not billions of people? How do you create connections of love and harmony and support for everybody, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is let's take a 5 minute break and then let's just like brainstorm how to deal with this situation, because I think there are options to deal with it, but what we can't do is we can't just continue as if nothing's happening. Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
so 5 minute break.
Yes.
Okay.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.